Matcherino gives you the power to directly support your favorite tournaments and gaming scenes. Head over to this tournament's Matcherino page, sign in with your Twitch account, and if there's a coupon code, donate $1 for free by entering it. To help the prize pool grow even more, you can add a personal donation that will go directly to the players. You can also check out the rewards. If you see something you like, you can buy it and support the event. Rewards can be purchased through PayPal or with points that you accumulate by watching the stream. Best of all, contributions edge closer to the stretch goals, providing extra content for fans if the goal is reached. Esports communities are growing with your help. Get more of what you like by supporting now.
Sent on his way to power shot and cleans out the goal line. Easy goal, for the Lions. Just here's the thing: they put a shot on out for Sydney, but they do the disciplined thing.
It's not allowed.
No, that's bad. Oh my goodness, Drupe! What are you doing? What a goal! Then again, just come off a 3-game straight. Oh, Dreamy, that's very touch. Well, prove me wrong. Just gets in a good spot and slaps. Nowhere to be seen. Challenging on the back now as a demo. The 2v1. The pop and play. Decker. Can he light it up? He goes out right. Decker! The moments of heroes and legends aboard. It's Decker with a big game. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another night of Rocket League here on the OCE Rocket League channel. My name is Bizer. Joining me for the first time tonight, Flying Finn. Hello, how are you?
Very good, Bizer. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. First time on the OCE Rocket League channel, so yeah, it's going to be an exciting night.
It is indeed, and I'm going to put my hand up straight away. I didn't double check my editing on the centre third. Just quick stuff tonight. I've got you in caps and half not in caps, but still, your name's there. It still looks good.
Spooky.
You're still there. I don't know. You'll see it later in tonight. I probably shouldn't have said anything. No one would have realised. Doesn't matter, guys. We're here for the Alpha Cup. Week number 5. Palehorse putting up putting up $50 into Matcherino, plus the Matcherino funds going into it, and also affiliated with the Chase from Rocket League Oceania. So a really interesting night at its least. It's going to be an absolutely massive night at its best, I think, indeed. And, well, you've had time to look over the teams, Flying Finn. Who do we got playing tonight?
Yep, so in the first match that we've got tonight, we do have Corvidae coming up against Prodigy. So while probably on paper it seems that this is a fairly straightforward game, just a little bit could be quite interesting, I think, in it. Other teams that we've got tonight, we've got Masterminds. Both the Palehorse teams in Alpha Sydney have made their return from RLCS, so great to see them back on the field, hopefully later tonight. Scylla is also Team WWDD, which, if I just quickly go and check that again, that's Dumbo, Snarf, and Adzi. So,
yeah,
even there, that's a little bit interesting.
That's a good team. I like that.
One thing just for this match as well that we got to look at is that Corvidae team, just by the looks of it at the moment, we do have Days, we have Sicky and Shady. So Shady just joining in with the Corvidae squad tonight.
Okay.
Not sure exactly what's happened there, but still a very strong team. Maybe stronger, you can't really say, but that's looking pretty good. Yeah.
Well, all we can really see, Flying Finn, is that, since the legs are finished, since RLCS is finished, we've had some teams break up, probably outside the top 10, a little bit of a mixing and changing and sort of altering to make the next super team. Who's going to take on the challengers? Who's going to be challenged to take on the Kings themselves in Alpha Sydney? And even Jam Gaming going to still be up there and be hard to contend with. So that's going to be interesting. Funny, I noticed, talking about Jam Gaming, they were in tonight's tournament but have been DQ'd out, unfortunately. So not sure whether there was a sign-up and then no one's around. I'm not sure if they're still on the plane coming back from LA.
Fairly certain they should have been back by now. So, yeah, not exactly sure. There could have been other people subbing in for them as well tonight. Whatever the reason has been, as you said, they have been disqualified. So that has allowed Rumpus Room Wizards, having won their first match against Enceladius in the first round, they've now found themselves into the quarterfinal, play against Palehorse, the winner of Palehorse Shire and Arcus Esports. Arcus, of course, on Tuesday night had a very strong running in the tournament over there. I should probably know that. So even that match, Arcus versus Palehorse, I'll be keeping an eye on that one to see what happens, because I think Arcus may have actually taken down one of the Palehorse teams the other night. Yeah,
they've actually been doing some damage in the last couple of tournaments that we've seen Arcus play in. And sort of they made their birth on the Vapor scene, coming through the Vapor Esports Friday Night Lives and the 2v2 Legends, and they're really starting to step up and bring in the next level Rocket League, next tier, and challenge those teams that are on the cusp of the top 10, Flying Fin. So you're right, it's definitely a match to watch tonight.
Of course, after that, Rumpus Room Wizards, they could find themselves towards the semi-final. Absolutely, very quickly. Other teams, I think WWDD, they've got a good chance against Crossbar Tactics. Scylla versus Trinity, that probably could go either way, if I'll be honest. But I imagine that even that quarterfinal, most likely on paper, WWDD and Scylla have got players joining in for this match, however. So here we go, Prodigy versus Corvidae, Bizer. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, enjoyable, and it's going to be enjoyable, if anything, as we get set into it. That is certainly not right, so let's just quickly jump over and change that. That's a good start of the night. Hit the save button. There we go. So Prodigy on the blue side, Dissolution CVs? Really? Are we going with that?
Going to have to, I guess.
I suppose so. Crispy K as well. So some names I haven't seen before. Sicky, Days, and Shady. I've got to say, I think Shady's played with Days and Sicky before in a team.
It seems to pop in my mind that, it does seem very familiar. I can't quite pick it, but it does seem like that's been the case.
All right, well, we're 40 seconds down. First goal coming in. That's Shady. Just picking up one in the corner there.
Yeah, very nice. A nice pass across the field there. Getting high, and there was one of the defenders just not able to get that Dissolution, a little bit too slow on the jump. Shady picking up a fairly straightforward goal there for Corvidae, so they're going to find themselves into the lead in this series. Kickoff here. Won by Crispy K. It's going to go up, but it will be Daze picking that up. Bringing it down in the center of the field. Nicely done by Siki, but it should be cleared by Seavies.
Shady out the side, touch up for now. Crispy K with a 50-50 does roll out a defense. Not convincing as of yet from the blue team Prodigy. But it's only early on in this game. Best of 3 we're playing through, ladies and gentlemen. So usually these first games are quite savage. Have to get them on sync. Seavies up with a touch, reading it Daze. Now coming down into the hot box, drops in front. Dissolution, risky play. The back line does go cut across for now. Shady on. Back down, coming down. Siki! Oh, straight into the crossbar and out.
Very close one there for Siki. Daze isn't done. Seavies gets the clear, but it's put straight back in again by Shady. Eyeball dropping down. It's Crispy K bringing it along the field. Can't get it past Daze. Daze finding Siki back into the corner. It's come into the center. Seavies going to clear it out down the field there as well.
Daze pops up. Looks to shoot this on Dissolution with a touch. Looking promising here from Prodigy. First real attack on the night. See if they can sit up again. Daze sends this one out. Siki straight downfield looking for the quick shot. The defense is held. Has been a story so far. They get one over the top. Interesting play. As Prodigy comes out, that's Dissolution that takes the advantage.
Yeah, not sure exactly what's happened there. Dissolution finding Shady coming from the corner boost just wasn't anywhere near that one. So Prodigy, they're picking up an equalizing goal for free, you'd have to say, Bizer.
Yeah, it's sort of, he went out for the boost and didn't realise it just came straight over the top of the 50-50. So Prodigy looking good on this, and the entry, well, that's a kick-off goal. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they're just taking a little bit too easy at the moment, the Corvidae boys. A little bit too relaxed and having a bit of fun. Prodigy definitely turning up. As we're not even halfway through the game, they take the lead for the first time tonight. Kickoff once again. That one goes a little bit more for Corvidae. The second kickoff, though, brings it back. There's Daze just waiting for it. He has Shady. As Shady's going to take a shot, it's going to go through the defense. Thank you very much. And back to equal.
Yeah, it sets in nicely here. Shady and Daze know they've got themselves close quarters, able to get that shot on. Enough to the defense for Prodigy. There was one run on the line, and they were able to save. But just lifted the car up a little bit too early and preempt that. It was going to go high and it was going to be a boomer. I think if anything, coming from play, you just stay on the ground, wait for it to see where it's going to go, then react instead of preempting, because it gives the players opportunities to just roll one underneath you. And I've seen it in a couple of tournaments of late where people go up too early and they just do the sneaky one underneath.
Yeah, and I think a team like Corvidae with some of their players, such as Shady, they can find those moments where you're pre-jumping, and they will take advantage of it. So if there's a team that you don't want to do it to, it's teams like Corvidae. It's not going to work for them. As Corvidae trying to get it out of defense here. Siki chasing that one down to the corner. Dissolution will pick it up. It's going to be Daze coming through, trying to bring it into the center. Seavies with the clearance now. Just going to find Shady. Rolls it back in. It's not looking too amazing at the moment for Corvidae. They're just putting a little bit of pressure, but not breaking through.
It's a high play downfield. Dissolution. Been challenged so far in this game. It's 2 on the scoreboard. We expect Corvidae to be probably a little bit ahead, but first game's always interesting. Players really filling out the paces. Shady across. Chance gets a little bit of an edge off the wall, which gives a chance to bring it back. It does come down, met by Crispy K. Able to go. Seavies challenge 50-50 back over the top. 2 players. It's a pinch from Crispy K. Back to Siki. Sets it inside. It'll be Dissolution that reads the block. Does well with this. Over the top, Shady. Quick hands. And a bit of black magic into play. Hopefully they can get it going for something absolutely amazing off the wall here. It does set up high. The drop down now. Daze going for it. Siki. Well, you can see it flying from 1.5 miles away, but not able to connect in the last minute of play here.
Yeah, I feel that the Corvidae team are giving a lot of respect to Prodigy. They're not overextending. They're playing very passively at the moment, so they're just keeping an eye on anything that might happen. Siki's in a good position here. He's going to be able to pass it back to Daze, but it actually goes over the top of his teammate. It's going to be a back pass. Shady going to pick that one up. Now looking to take it forward, wins that little duel, gets it nicely down towards the backboard. We've got Stays now setting up for himself, but Dissolution very strong in the air.
Siki forward to the pocket. Seavies lets it go, gives him an open line, shoots some goal, and that's a mistake from Seavies. Siki will make you pay every day of the week.
Yeah, you just can't let that one happen. In the end, it's a straightforward. I mean, like, I think Dissolution got so close to being able to save that, but close just isn't going to be enough.
Well, it's the game leader, 23 seconds. See a clutch come back here from Prodigy Esports Club. I'd like to see if they can. Days, oh, he's got an open defense to attack, but it goes straight past him. Interesting touch by Siki. Now Days to recover the ball. Seavies comes off the backboard. Again, clearance work hasn't been strong by Prodigy as far, but it's going to be the end here. Shady, maybe the possibility, brings it in. Days forcing the car over. Not going to happen. Corvidae, they'll take the first game.
Yeah, and in the end, that's the result that we were probably expecting, but not the way that we were expecting it. Corvidae just looked like they weren't respecting Prodigy particularly in that match, and they got punished, through the first half. But eventually, they're a very classy team, very strong players, and you can see why they were able to bring it back. Prodigy just a little bit out of their depth in defense. The pressure just was relentless, really, and they broke.
I think some communication points at the start as well for Corvidae, bringing Shady in. They've only played one game so far, coming into the second round, sort of still sharpening. As they get to the end of the night, that ought to be a well-oiled unit, I reckon. Going into the second game, Corvidae with a lead at the moment. It's one game. They need one more and they progress through to the quarters. Right now, Prodigy Esports Club, well, they want to get this equaliser here, Flying Finn.
Yep, absolutely. If they can't, well, that will just be the end of their night. Here we go, looking forward to a high ball in the center. Days can't get it, and will end up dropping for Siki. What can he do in attack? Does very nicely, gets it past Dissolution. Now trying to drop it down for Days, and that was just too simple by a great pass into the center. Days just waiting for it.
It just had too much time. Dissolution comes out and flips instead of sort of shadowing. Brings it down to Days that typically we see the players play wide of goal. Instead, they play super close, so they get that quick connection. Defender can't get to it, and then slots it home. Nice go at the end there. Corvidae starting strong.
Exactly. Here we go. They're looking for it again, and I think they might get it. Shady. Oh, the shot was on, but it just had no power behind it. Days is up for it, trying to bring it down. The clearance going everywhere, and they can't get it out of there properly. Dissolution going past it. Siki just waiting for it. A little bit of a fake. In the end, it goes towards Prodigy's forward line. Can't quite get it past Days. The clearance coming out underneath. There's one of the Prodigy players. They'll try to put it back in, though.
Set up to the pocket. Shady with the touch. Gets it forward for his team. Looks for the angle. Challenging Crispy K. Not so bad. Brings back to Dissolution. Drops it out to the side. Siki now with a read. Looking to pop it over the top. Able to control in time. Crispy K, that's a great challenge downfield. Needs a follow-up play here. No one real attacking as of yet. Shady with the opportunity to bring it out to the midfield. Days backboard. Now the angle from Siki. Here it comes for the backboard. Slam down. Where's the player? Oh, Shady stays back. Flying Finn, I wanted to slam down on that point. It was so coming.
Yeah, it was, but maybe they've just learned the lesson. They're going to play a little bit more passive. They're going to give the respect to Prodigy, and I think that's very fair. Because if they overextend, they will be punished. But I tell you what.
Oh, how's that for a pass play?
Oh, that was beautiful, guys. That's the sort of stuff that these teams can pull out. Look at that, 3 touches, simple as that.
That's
100 kilometers, swish, just beautiful.
Swish. I like it. I like that. That was total swish. That's the new word of OC meta. Swish. Let's go. Absolutely crazy passing play. And that's the thing about these good teams. They start to get the comms going. That's the sort of play you'll start to see. Even though that was flaw, imagine the next one. Just an aerial pass play. I reckon it will happen. Siki's coming through here. We'll get the touch. It's a misread by the defense, and they put the third goal in. This is the Corvidae we're looking at. This is the Corvidae that will be absolutely smashing away for the bracket tonight. They keep the way they're going.
Absolutely. I think they're starting, on the stream now. They're going to be the rest of the teams that will be coming up against them possibly. They are here to do very well tonight. And I think they might just, as you were saying, going to look to take it forwards once again. So again, Prodigy, what can they do? They get it out once. It'll bounce off Daze and goes behind him. He's going to have to try to use the backboard defensively. Dissolution with the steal in the air. Going to drop down for Daze. Oh, Crispy K just getting a touch on, but it hasn't really helped them. What's Sticky going to do? He's trying to fake them out. He's been able to do it more or less. All three Prodigy players on the wall. Daze bringing it down. The save by Dissolution. Can they get it out of there? Crispy K is trying. He gets the second one. Put back in by Shady. Now Dissolution, I think that will get out. Not quite, though.
Just sort of 3 players on the line all going up for the ball. The lucky one was coming down or going back up in the second effort to try, but holy moly's Prodigy been tested so far. Yet to have a response in goals, and probably not, I would say probably about 2-3% of forward line of pressure in this game alone. It's been absolutely controlled by Corvidae.
Indeed, they're keeping it down in the dangerous end of the field. This is one of the few times it's been in the orange end, let alone. So, what can they do? Sticky popping it up again for Daze. Maybe this is that aerial passing play you were talking. Nearly was, not quite. Bringing it back down. Prodigy, that's not the touch they're looking for. Crispy K will be able to get it out of there. Someone needs to chase onto it. He's going to get it, but it's stolen away by Sticky straight away, who's looking towards the center, maybe for Daze. Taken away by Dissolution, however. High in the air. Can Dissolution get a touch onto it? No, he can't.
Running out of boost.
Shady. Yeah, I think he must have. Shady going to try to look for a teammate. I think maybe now they're happily just, maybe not relaxing. They're keeping an eye on it, but it's a bit more passive by the looks of it.
Yeah, they've done the damage early on. Why need to extend the energy? Just play out the defensive role. But I think Prodigy are searching for that goal as well. So they're making the 50-50s count more so. And trying to control the play when they do go forward. Still, you can see the touches here. Absolutely amazing. Shady's going to put one on into the goals, but it's wide. 2 players charge out. You really look for that third play on the rotation to come through for Corvidae, but it's not there as of yet. Sicky down. Dissolution able to reset, turns the car. Crispy K, not the touch he was looking for. Shady now sets this one forward. Oh, Sicky. Oh, cut it out, you two. They're going down for it. No one's there for the slam. And it's going to be a quick golden goal over the top. There's a fake. Doesn't matter. It's in. What the hell?
That was definitely something really. All three. That one, Prodigy ended up getting that goal. Dissolution finds that one. It was a decent fake out in the middle. Not sure if it was meant or not, but it gets the desired effect. 37 seconds left, and as unlikely as it is absolutely possible for Prodigy to bring this back.
Yeah, the Rocket League gods have the way of talking to everyone on stream. But it's not going to be in this case. It is the 4th goal. Dare say the icing on the cake here for Corvidae. Look how they set this one up. 3 players flying high for Prodigy. I think that's been the case all night. The defense has sort of been all over the place with the high caliber flying at them.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of the situations that your communication and be crisp as ever. This is when you have to be at your best because you're going up against some of the best. And unfortunately, they've just looked a little bit panicked and a little bit rushed tonight, Prodigy. So unfortunately for them, they'll just have to take it as a learning experience. They definitely challenged in that first match, but this second match has close one there. But this second match has shown just who the stronger team was.
I really actually like their last facet of play right there. Prodigy, they sort of had a couple high fly defensive blocks, then came across on the goal line and saved, and sort of really had a nice little defensive structure there. If they carry that across the 2 games, for the entire game where they just sort of not having all 3 cluster on the goals and sort of rotate with the saves and trust in each other, that could have been a hell of a lot more closer game than what we potentially got in that last one. The first one, yeah, but it's fair to say Corvidae weren't all sort of firing on all cylinders as of yet, Flying Finn. And then the second game, they just lit it up. It completely changed.
I guess it's a warm-up game. You've got to remember, Corvidae only just entered into the tournament in this round, where Prodigy had a 2-0 win over Gaming Clowns in the first round. So you can imagine that Corvidae, they get into the tournament. You're going up against a team that really does want your blood, that have been able to warm themselves up, get pumped up for this match. Corvidae walking into it and, got a bit shell-shocked by it all. But, as you said, they got through that first match, they got into the second match, and by then it was just, full steam ahead. Everything's going to plan. Okay, well, we're going to take a break here on OC Rocket League for the Palehorse
Alpha Cup, and we're going to come back with our quarterfinals, which is going to be Alpha Sydney taking on the new kids on the block. There's not 2 dadas, there's only 1, so that's me just going nuts. It's Jay Ponage, Sirius Sam, and Outlast. That, my friend, Flying Finn, is a team to have a look at tonight, and actually taking on the best team in Australia in OCE region right now, in Alpha Sydney. This is actually going to be a blockbuster. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. See how the old boys can go.
All right, we'll see you right after this, guys.
The numbers grow by the day as millions come to compete. Those who sit at the top hear footsteps behind them louder than ever as they fight to keep hold of their crowns. Some will last a few years, maybe more, but none will last forever. What can one do to leave a mark which stands the test of time? It's quite simple, really. You can pray for something greater than yourself. In this case, your country, your nation, your home. The World Cup, presented by the League of Rockets.
Sent on his way, the power shot, and cleans out the goal line. Easy goal, follow the lines. Just, here's the thing, they put a shot on Alpha Sydney, but they did a disciplined thing.
It's not allowed.
No, that's bad. Oh my goodness, Drupe! What are you doing? What a goal! Then again, just come off a 3-game straight. Oh, Dreamy, that's very touch. Well, prove me wrong. Just gets in a good spot and slams. Nowhere to be seen. Challenging on the back now is a demo. A 2v1. The pop and play. Decker. Can he light it up? He goes out right. Decker! The moments of heroes and legends aboard. It's Decker with a big game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Palehorse Alpha Cup, week number 5. I'm Bizer. Joining me is Flying Finn. Hello, man. How are ya?
I'm very good, Bizer. We had a pretty good first match of the evening and looking to back it up here. Alpha Sydney versus the new kids on the block.
Ooh, it's just the new kids on the block, sort of gives you something to be excited about. It's Jay Ponage is playing tonight, and I think he's making a professional comeback.
Well, yeah, he turned up on Tuesday. He's turning up tonight. So obviously retirement wasn't going down well with him.
No.
He's back. He wants some more. And here we go tonight. Maybe he can take down the Oceanic champions. Why not?
A little bit of one more, I guess, I suppose.
Perhaps.
I sort of actually had a quick chat to him a little bit earlier this week, and he's actually mentioned that he's looking on the comebacks coming back and seeing if he can hit a team into the next RLCS qualification period. So it's really, really interesting to see Jay Ponage heading back into the pro scene. Obviously being up in the last team playing with Palehorse Esports and playing in the professional leagues and cyber gamers. So he definitely has what it takes, and I think his skills still have been honed while playing on his own stream. So big shout out to JP playing tonight. New kids on the block, having it'll be an interesting way to see how they all really work together and mix, and it's going to be a real good test for them to see how much work they're going to need to do against Alpha Sydney. These guys, I think it's the first official stream we will actually see them back since being in LA and playing against the top teams of the world. What do they bring to the table tonight, Flying Finn?
Well, interestingly enough, Enigma is playing instead of Drippe. At the moment, Jake is just missing, so we haven't been able to get into game yet. But at the moment, Enigma is playing instead of Drippe. So as much as I'd like to say they're at their A game that they're going to bring tonight, it's not really the case. They've got Enigma, who's, very strong player in his own right. But it's not their strongest team.
They'll still bring their A game, but it's not the strongest team they're going to field on the site.
Maybe not the A+ game. They'll get the A game, maybe not the A+.
It's still an A game regardless, and I think they're still going to be strong. I think Torsus and Jake, two players that absolutely had a field day as well. Drippe doing a bit of work at RLCS. I'll tell you what, I was a big fan, absolute fanboy over the weekend, and I think I got probably 12 hours of sleep over 3 days, Flying Finn, watching all this and replays, retweets, everything. I just went nuts at home, especially when your stream starts at 2 a.m. in the morning and it's going to 9 a.m. It's real savage for the West. You guys are all right. At least you wake up at 4 o'clock, and if you're New Zealand, you're waking up at 5 or 6 or something like that, so it's okay for New Zealanders. They could handle it. But yeah, it was exciting. Absolutely exciting to see Alpha Sydney in the element and how they played. No one expected them to take games, Flying Finn, and good old James Bott, he got to be pie to the face.
Yeah, that was really good to watch there, wasn't it? Yummy doing us proud.
Yes, Yummy.
Not for the first time over the weekend either.
In Cheeseman's words, got him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Alpha Sydney, though, at the end of the day, they surpassed the expectations of the rest of the world in what they achieved, and they showed that we did deserve those 2 spots. They got a win. They got games. They were extremely competitive throughout. So yeah, it really was a very good weekend. Not just for us, yes, and for the entire region.
All right, so we are going to get set into this match. Team's ready to go, and I'm looking forward to it as they set in. The new kids on the block on the blue side, and Alpha Sydney on the orange side, which I just got to double check. Yeah, got that right, beauty. As we go, take us away, Flying Finn.
Yep, here we go. So Alpha Sydney back on the field in OCE after doing us so proud overseas, and straight away they're looking very dangerous. It's just going to be a little bit, and it will be Sam trying to get it out of there. It's done so quite well so far. Outlast rather, getting it in there. Close one. Jake is going to try to get it out of there, and so far, nothing amazing. Both teams taking little pot shots, but nothing so far.
Filling it out, Outlast being the number 1. I'll come back to that in a minute. There comes the goal.
Just as we talk about, nothing really happens, and all of a sudden, back, ladies and gentlemen, Jake picking up the first goal of the match.
Well, there you go. I was about to say Outlast has spelt his name as Outloosed. Maybe a bit loosey-goosey tonight. We'll see if he does some flying, but essentially one of the best 1v1 players in the region, and can pretty much say he beat Grenovi on our other service. So we'll have to see what happens. Enigma, well, thank you very much. He puts in the second goal for his team. Not even 40 seconds down into this match.
Yeah, so straight away, Alpha Sydney, I think where they left off in the OCE region, they're down to take this one quite easily so far. Really got to look at new kids on the block and need to see what they can do. Their defense is just falling behind a little bit. And yeah, they're going to have to work on it. Japonage getting up for that one. Going to push it out to the side. Outlast going to put it forwards now as well. Oh, thank you very much. Welcome back, JP. And that's a dangerous ball. Sam will be able to get it out of there.
It was a bit of a welcome back there for Sammy Boy as well, as Enigma went hard on him. The rest in peace indeed. I like what I see from both teams at the moment. Pace starting to pick up. Outlast. What in God's name was that?
I've got to watch the replay. I was not expecting that one.
Oh my goodness! Is it?
You got to say, what a strike. That is just fantastic work there. Fantastic work by Outlast, bringing back a goal. But, straight away, Jake is getting straight back into it. Taking pot shots on the blue goal. They want to get that 2-goal lead back as quickly as they can. But my goodness, it's still giddy with how Outlast was able to do that.
So I'm still giddy as well. I can't believe it. But then again, the man that's pretty much one of the top 1v1 players, you expect him to have absolute crazy mechanical skill. I'm just going to Spider-Man off the top, then do it. Oh, crazy. Jay Pernage with the ball right now. We'll recover and get ourselves set into this game. It's the first best of 3 in the corners. Winner goes on, loser goes home. Misses out on the prize pool money. Exclamation mark matcherino if you want to help it out with the free code. Hit it in the chat right now. Let's see the code is Torsus. He lights one up. Into the side, stays out. A bit of goalie niggling as well. Sam and Outlast now charging out for their team. Jake sends this one on. Looks for Torsus through. Jay Ponage, great read down to Enigma, able to control. We'll set it back up the wall. Sam has the touch here, looking for a strike zone. No one there coming through. Jake to clear. Alpha Sydney out here.
Yeah, they're out, but straight away, getting pushed back. However, Enigma, great ball control there. Sam going to steal it away, but it's given straight over to Torsos. Nobody out there for the pass, so it's going to come back in. But Jake with a very nice steal in the 1v2. Thank you very much. The open goal just waiting for him, and he'll pick up the 3rd goal of the match.
So it looks like Jay Ponage went forward instead of playing the defensive back line, and Sam was stuck in the corner shadowing Outlast, which left the entire corridor open on that play. And look, it's risky. You got to take the risk to get these goals. Jay Ponage went up a little bit early and looking for the Outlast play, but just got countered. Alpha Sydney able to make him punish him on that point. 2-goal differential. 2 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, it's not over yet for the new kids, but it's not going to be easy to bring back a 2-goal lead against Alpha Sydney. Definitely everything against them at the moment. Also, it's very nice control there. Going to get it over the top of Sam and actually get straight back onto that one. Gets past Outlast, but it will be now JP in control of the ball. Stolen by Jake. Straight back to Sam. He's going to take it out to the side of the field. Ball bounces okay for him. It'll be Outlast coming through. Torsos just setting up on the wall for him. Outlast trying to get the second touch. Sam just going to... No, it'll be Enigma coming across and getting the save.
Exciting play from new kids on the block, and they continue to put the pressure on. 1:30. Now setting down. Jake has the ball in the drop. Keeps it to the floor. Now carries it. Oh, Jake, don't tell me he do it all himself. Jake! Oh! He did it all himself, Flying Fin!
You couldn't believe it. I think you were saying, don't tell me he's going to do it all himself. And he did. Just too much skill there from Jake, getting it past the defenders. I was watching it, I was like, is any of them going to do anything? What are they going to do? Nothing at all. So Jake picking that one up straight forward for him, and now 4-1.
Hashtag Jake Things, Flying Fin.
Yeah, Jake the Tyrant. There you go. Exactly why he's named that.
Well, JP sets it down at the moment. Sam out to the side for a goal differential. Well, we've had it all in this first game, and I'm looking forward to the second. I wish this was probably the grand final. Would have been absolutely amazing. Nonetheless, there's still some big teams we're playing through the brackets as far. Enigma looks to bring that one out. Sam with the block. Torsus, well, don't see him in reverse mode much, but his teammate clears for him. Now set downfield. Joe Ponage. Down to the corner. Outlast coming through. Touched up by Sam. Enigma will beat him to the ball. Outlast has to sit in the middle here. Sam was looking for a demo. No one came at him. Jake now essentially has that one-on-one. Turns out to the side and relieve of pressure. Now the last 30 here.
Through coming Jake. He's bringing that one down close. It's in the... Nobody there for it. So Torsus just going to control that ball. Takes it out to the side. Sam going to give it back to him. Stolen away by Outlast. It will be Jake coming through now. High ball dropping down. Torsus with the touch. Backboard play is on. But cleared out there by the new kids. Jake putting it back in though. And in fact, there weren't any defenders. It looked almost like the Alpha Sydney guys were going to squabble over who put it in.
It's a nice touch from Jake and pretty much everyone charging out there. It's interesting. We're seeing the boys of the Nucleids be risky and send one upfield to play the ball. But at the moment, the defense is not clearing as well, and Alpha Sydney just continue to catch it every single time. So it has been a strong game for both teams, but Alpha Sydney just playing that one man over the top a little bit more clever right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just looking a little bit stronger. They know what they're doing. You know, even with Enigma, but they know what they're doing with him. That's why he's on the team. New kids, well, it's in the name. You know, they're a new team. JP coming back, obviously, from a while away. Sam and Outlast, I don't think have been together in a team recently. So they've just got to be able to work through and figure themselves out as a team. It's going to take a little bit of time, and unfortunately for them, they don't really have much when it's Alpha Sydney that's throwing the balls in.
Now, a little bit of trivia for you. Who's Sam's pitcher right now?
I can see it's one of the Alpha Sydney boys. I can't see from the quality. It might be Jake. No, I don't think it is.
No, it's Torsus. It's Keyboard King.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I can't really see. I've had a long day. I'm just gonna sit back and I'm just gonna. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got it. Game number 2 coming up here, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of trivia for everyone. Someone says it's noisy in Twitch chat. All right, well, we'll get into the second game. Love to see it go to a third right now. The new kids on the block, down one game, ready to go. Alpha Sydney once again starting strong. It's just two absolute crazy players coming out. Jake with a solid effort and Outlast with his monster spider goal coming off the top. But just you don't see either of those efforts happening in OC until these teams come and meet in these games. So absolute crazy stuff right now. Alpha Sydney currently in the game, in the lead in the series. At the moment, 0-0 here, Flying Finn.
Yep, so early days at the moment, and neither team really getting too much at the moment. Enigma going to get that forwards, but straight back by Outlast. The high one, Jake, nice touch out to the side. Nice touch as well there by Enigma. I think Torso setting it up for Jake. Going to bring it down, takes a bit of a shot. Should be an easy one, and Sam does get the save for it. Down the field, Outlast is waiting for it. Lets it bounce once off him. Trying to get on the inside. A little bit of a fake, perhaps. Doesn't really work out in the end. And it will be cleared by Alpha Sydney.
I just like how Outlast takes his 1v1 skills and mechanical sort of skills into the play. And Jake Ponage over the top. Whoa. Thank you very much. We'll take it.
And he is back, ladies and gentlemen. JP with the goal there. Jumping onto it straight away. Very nice. Very accurate. And missed who it was from Alpha Sydney, but screaming across the front of the goal wasn't able to get rid of it.
I like what Outlast did, just sort of rolling the wheels over the top, which held it up in the middle. Put Alpha Sydney players off the line of where it was heading to. Sam coming down for a serious shot. Unable to get that one done. And right now, new kids on the block come out. Firing on all cylinders. Alpha Sydney challenged for now. Torsus.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, you go, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed to do, though. New kids on the block. Or close one, Outlast waiting for it. They needed to get themselves onto the scoreboard early. They needed to try to hold from the front. That's exactly what they needed. And maybe a second one. Enigma's going to put that one in for Sam. Thank you very much, he will say. And this is a perfect start then for new kids on the block.
Oh, the touchdown. I think Jake. Yes, Jake was in the corner. He sort of ran at the ball and going, oh, look, it's bouncing off. I don't expect this to be sort of beneficial to anyone, so I'll let it go for a strike. But what probably he needed to do was just get the touch, hit it back into the side, or at least put the defense back on a re-rotation. Because I see a ball going on the side. They're going to turn the car and go into a different spot. right then they banked on him letting that go and just pretty much took it over the top. It's interesting to see how these play the games and the little mistakes are starting to creep in for both teams and how they're playing it out at the moment. But New Kids on the Block, it's a solid start by them.
Exactly, it's very solid. You know, it's the perfect start, as I said before. Alpha Sydney now maybe just were relaxing or not given as much respect as they should have been to this team. I mean, they're a strong team, mechanically, very much so. So, you know, you got to be careful. Now Alpha Sydney, maybe not given that respect. They have to fight back. They have to find something out of nothing. And this could be a chance here. Jake going to take a shot. JP was ready for it. Gets out to the side, but through comes Torsos as they're all defensively just all over the place. In the end, they will be able to get the clearance down the field. It's a long one. It's an open net again, and maybe that's exactly what they wanted.
Well, sets up over the top, and maybe a bit of jet lag setting in for Alpha Sydney right now. Enigma has no excuse. Should be saving everything. That's what happens. Enigma, go out to the goals, stay in the goals, let the other two fly around the field, see what happens. She might bring you back into the game. No, it's a really good play right now. New Kids on the Block, just challenge him every point and aspect. And it's almost the goal. Jake getting across and saving that one. Outlast forces the 50-50 to get his defense back into sync. Torsos has to bring it back in. It's in the corner of the box. Back down. Now chance for Enigma. Just sets it up for now. Torsos able to get the pace. And the ball just drops dead for a player at least to play this one now. Interesting enough, Sam decided not to go at it and almost goes against him. Jay Ponage getting back. So that's back inside. Now a shot from Jake. He's wide. And they're going to bring this one back out. And New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, so Alpha Sydney maybe just getting sucked in a little bit by some of the plays that New Kids are playing, that are making. And you know, they're looking behind. They're looking a little bit lost at the moment. They need to find something that they had in that first match that's not worked for them at all by Enigma. They will be able to get it out in the end. That's a bit of a pinch. Fast one. Now it's in the center, just waiting for someone. Jake going to go the back pass to Torsos. High ball. Here comes Enigma, getting a touch. Backboard, drops it right down. JP ready for it, however, clears it out to the side. Through comes Torsos, dropping it down once again, right in front of net. He's there waiting for it, but he's going to let Jake coming through, and they are finally on the scoreboard. 1 minute 12 to go, Bizer. There's still plenty of time.
Yeah, you definitely indeed. It's the caliber of this team. It's definitely a 3-4 goal team. The real interesting thing is the Kids on the Block. They sat two on the line and no one covered the wide side or even approached the shot on goal. So rather interesting to see how that defensive structure will set up. And that's probably where they're going to be challenged over the series tonight. If they make it through to the next round, the defensive structure will be where they'll sort of be tested on the point that they've got absolute fantastic scoring and setup skills from what we're seeing so far. Defense is yet to be really questioned. As we see that, they're going to set this one on in Alpha Sydney. Just going to try and block this one out. Under a minute.
Yeah, here we go. So this is going to promise to be a close end to this match, no doubt. Ball dropping down, Outlast into the corner, but he stops it himself. Through comes Sam, however, looking for the backboard play. Enigma doing very well, going to drop that one down, gets another touch as well. So it's all the way forwards now for him. He's getting another touch yet again. It'll be Sam coming through, picking up the Savior badge, and now he'll clear it all the way down into the orange side of the field. Inside the last 30 seconds, Sam trying to pass it for his teammates, but Outlast was not there. Jake now down the field. Here's Enigma bringing it down, and they have brought it back to a 1-goal deficit. 16 seconds to go.
This is a great pass play, and Enigma waiting in the wings downfield. Get up in the pace, but the real point we need to talk about here is the new kids on the block sent 3 down the wing, going back for boost. No one contested for in the middle. No one contested the pass play. And then when the ball was set out wide, there was no one there because all 3 were out of place. It just tells you right now, the kids on the block making sure that they continue that forward pressure. See if they can hold on to this right now. The last 5 seconds it sets up. Here's Torsos. We know something about Alpha Sydney. They love to keep the ball in the air and keep it scoring. The shot from Jay Ponage was good. They're going to bring it down, and New Kids, well, they'll take the game.
Well, that was definitely surprising, I guess you could say. Wasn't really expecting that to come out from Alpha Sydney. They looked a bit flat. They looked at just all over the place, just allowing open nets far too often. So it's a bit unfortunate for them, as maybe they're trialing something a little bit different now that they've come back from LA, trying to put some of the lessons they've learned into practice, but didn't look like it worked.
I just really like what I see from the New Kids. It's you got one player that's been around for a very long time, very good mechanical skill, and Jay Ponage. Outlast, which is one of the top 1v1 players in the OCE region, and Sam that just grinds out massively. He's been a part of some big teams as well. And putting these three together, it's an interesting mix. Alpha Sydney just figuring them out at the moment. The next game will be interesting to see where they really place them.
Yeah, it will be an interesting match to see. New kids, perhaps they're going to be able to take this roster forward, playing a bit more often with it. Maybe they'll look to strengthen certain aspects. But yeah, you've got everything you need at the moment on New Kids. I think you just need to figure out rotations, a little bit of tactics, things like that. And all of a sudden, they're looking very strong as a team going forwards. Orgs beware, if you will. And straight away, again, they're looking, as we start the third match, they're looking forwards, trying to pick up a goal. Alpha Sydney a little bit surprised, but now Enigma taking that one forwards, and JP was the last man there to be able to save it. He's able to do so. Ball going down the field in the center now. Alpha Sydney in control of it.
Sam downfield. New kids on the block like to start strong once again. Now Sydney will be very careful on the defense. This is how it starts out. Outlast sends it up in defense side. Torses now backboard. Should be at least Enigma or Jake coming through. Jake now sets it up. Torses will be hard angle. He flips out of the way, lets his teammate go for it, and it's opened up. Enigma up for Sydney. Well, opening minute, they start strong.
Yeah, indeed. Nice little rotation there from Enigma. Jake getting the detonation in the goals and leaves Jay Ponage just maybe a little bit blindsided through the smoke as to where the ball exactly was. So he couldn't get onto it, and straight forward for Alpha Sydney.
Enigma straight over the top. Ponage continues the directory out, and here comes Torses, sets it up. It's barred down and out. So often we saw the bar down skis and back in and went in RLCS, but right now, not favouring anyone. Set back into it. Outlast with a demo. Back around. Torses uses the backboard now. New kids on the block. All three stuck in the corner, and again, the defensive structure is really the worry for me for these boys, but they managed to work this one out. Torses now looks to try and play that one forward, and Jay Ponage running out. Seems to have to top the plays moving quickly, and as it does, it comes right down. Torses puts the nose into it, slams it home.
Just what a pass there from Jake. That's the one that I'm loving, and Torses fantastic to get onto that one. 133 kilometers per hour rolling along the ground. Just supreme work there by the Alpha Sydney boys, bringing it to a 2-goal lead now. As we're only we've got 3.5 minutes still left in this match. Enigma getting demoed by JP. The ball got there's a bit of spin on it, boys. Thankfully, they were able to get it out of there and pinched out to the side. But all of a sudden, you're starting to see a few little things that we saw in game one. They're just getting rushed a little bit. Alpha Sydney playing a very quick game of Rocket League, and it's working for them quite nicely as compared to game number 2.
I'm just going to go off a tangent here. What if Sonics brought in a wind element into the game where the ball would sway and the cars would sway in the air?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one.
Because you just said the ball was curving. I was just like, imagine if the wind grabbed hold of that and just threw it in. Like, you'd be all over the place.
Well, I think they do already, don't they? They've got that whirlwind in the rumble mode. And I mean, let's go into that one. Get tilted off the face of the earth. But Torsos maybe doing that to the new kids on the block with that one. Just breaking through the defense. No problems whatsoever. Straight over the top of Outlast. And it's a 3-0 lead now.
It was Jake that came across, setting all that up, giving the play off the backboard. Torsos the recipient of the goal. So Alpha Sydney again working with the teammates. Really haven't seen an individual so far, apart from Jake's first absolute blinder of a goal in the first game. From there, they've really been looking and setting the team play. And now Torsos back into the backboard. Jake, did enough there, just needed to block. It's the team on the rotation back. Enigma has the back line here. And you know what Outlast likes to do is play everyone to the ball, then sing it over the top. Fortunately, not able to work this one. Starting to work out the play. Here's Torsos down front, looking for the angle. Outlast reads it. Jake off the back line. Jay Ponage. He's going to miss that one out. Boost an issue for him. Torsos now to play. Not seeing the side. Outlast challenge. A good little passage of play from both teams here. New kids on the block need to control the ball.
Oh, that's a nice controlled shot there by Outlast. It's just going to go wide, however. Alpha going to try to get the clearance. That's nicely done by Enigma. High ball, Sam going for it. No, it'll be Outlast coming from the opposite direction. Picking that one up. Nice clearance on towards goal. Torsos with the save. And Enigma working with him to be able to get the clearance. Ball now bouncing. It'll be Jake to it first. On the wall is Enigma. Looking for the backboard play. Through comes Jake, who's going to sky that one way away from the goals. And now I think that's an open net again. Enigma's not going to get there in time. And Outlast will pick up the long shot goal, bringing it back to 3-1. But, you know, this scoreline is looking very reminiscent of game 1.
It certainly is, Dean. And you sort of, if you want to go back a little bit, step to how Outlast really got that out the back, was all 3 Alpha Sydney players just went up. Two went up for a strike. The third was out of position setting it up. And generally, they don't just rotate out when they're heading forward momentum. They sort of go into the midfield play, hold, and then rotate out to see where the ball was. But that ball just quickly moved out. Outlast, if you shoot on goals, that's where it is. Enigma's going to get a chance here. It's got a turtle on the way. Running out of the boost. Sam able to stop that one with a minute remaining. Can Alpha Sydney get back into this game? And saying that, though, Alpha Sydney. Can the New Blocks get back into the game? Alpha Sydney are saying no right now.
Yep, Alpha Sydney is saying thank you very much. This is our game, and we're going to take it with us. Looking towards perhaps a semi-final, a matchup. I had it a moment ago. Matchup with Masterminds is for the winner of this matchup. Masterminds having taken down Corvidae. I think it was a 2-0 I saw. So great result for them. And at the moment, it looks like Alpha Sydney will be able to pick up that date. Can they bring it to them? At the moment, it's just hanging around in their half of the field. Jake can't quite get it past JP out to the other side of the field. Torsos isn't going for it either. At the moment, it looks like they're just very content to let the new kids on the block come to them and try to make the play. They don't need to. They've got 3 goals in hand.
Well, the last 30 means 10 seconds per goal. Outlast, well, he's done some damage so far. Jay Pony blocked out of the way. Enigma now charging. Sam makes the contest, gets the ball forward, and not as far as Torsus that launches it downfield. Stow's into the side for the moment. This is what Alpha Sydney want to bait the time down. So this game well and truly gone. Shout out to the new kids on the block. A valiant game, but not able to get it done over the reigning kings of the OCE region, Alpha Sydney. This will be where it's at. Alpha Sydney progressing through to the semi-finals.
Yep, and in the end, clinical effort by the Alpha Sydney boys. Game 1 and Game 3. 2 very similar games, I think, in the way that they played them. They're able to get themselves ahead, played a very nice, fast style of Rocket League, and got the goals. Just, you know, new kids couldn't really do anything there. You know, in the second match, though, new kids were able to slow the game down on Alpha Sydney's side, get themselves a couple of goals, get themselves into the lead, and put the pressure on Alpha Sydney. You know, they did what they needed to do, but they only did it in 1 game, and that was really the difference.
Well, interesting to see how the new kids on the block. You saw him on 2KF1 on Tuesday night. We see him in Palehorse tonight. Some interesting sort of little plays out there sort of sorting out, and Outlast and Jay Ponich with the combinations as well. Sam getting into the mix as well. I'm liking it. I think we've got to give these guys a couple more weeks to sort of get the stuff together, get the plays together, and they can start to challenge. The fact that they took a game off Alpha Sydney, even though there's a sub playing, you still got 2 at the top, 2/3 of the team, so you still expect some dangerous play to come out from the boys. But it's just two things that stuck in my mind was Outlast's spider goal, which was, if someone clipped it, I'm just gone bonkers off that. And then Jake just doing it himself. And I asked the question at the start, no, Jake, you're not going to do this. And then, yes, he says, Blazer, I'm going to do it. And he showed me. So he showed everyone in OCE and around the world that he is crazy with the 1v1 skill. And I think he was probably inspired by Outlast on that play there, Flying Fin.
Yeah, exactly. Anything you can do, I can do better. Maybe what it was going through his mind. It's a great love it. But yep, Jake, very strong there. The entire Alpha Sydney team. But that new kids on the block team, as you said, you know, they can get themselves together. Tell you what, they'll be looking really good. So
it's Alpha Sydney taking on Masterminds in the semi-final next, and the second semi-final will be Palehorse Shire taking on WWDD. Double D. I don't know how we're going to say it tonight. It might be a mouthful. It's only 4 letters and a question mark. But just talking about those guys in the team, That's Dumbo, Snuff, and Adzi. And if you guys have been following the OC Rocket League scene, if you're not from here right now, these guys obviously top of their game as well. Dumbo being Soundcastle with Snuff and Adzi. Retired out of the game, but I think he might be making a comeback, Flying Fin. You never know.
Absolutely. Maybe, now that we've hit the RLCS and showed the world what we can do, maybe everyone in retirement sort of, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time
we
for
come,
it. Maybe
we
I
come
can
back.
do it.
We come back. We come back and make a super team.
Yeah.
I like it.
Show,
all right,
show
ladies and
these,
gentlemen.
show these new kids.
We're going to take a break here. The next match coming up is Palehorse and the WWDD question mark. Make sure you're around for this. We'll be back right after this. Send on his way to power shot and cleans out the goal line. Easy goal, for the lines. Just here's the thing: they put a shot on out for Sydney, but they did a disciplined thing.
It's not allowed.
No, that's bad. Oh my goodness, Drippay! What are you doing? What a goal! Then again, just come off a 3-game straight. Oh, Dreamy, that's great touch. Well, prove me wrong. Just gets in a good spot and slams. Nowhere to be seen. Challenging on the back now is a demo. The 2v1. The pop and play. Decker. Can he light it up? He goes out right. Decker! The moments of heroes and legends aboard. It's Decker with a big game.
The numbers grow by the day as millions come to compete. Those who sit at the top hear footsteps behind them louder than ever as they fight to keep hold of their crowns. Some will last a few years, maybe more, but none will last forever. What can one do to leave a mark which stands the test of time? It's quite simple, really. You can play for something greater than yourself. In this case, your country, your nation, your home. The World Cup, presented by the League of Rockets.
Welcome back to the OCE Rocket League channel. My name is Bison. Joining me is Flying Finn. We have the next match coming up, which is WWDD versus Palehorse Shire. That first name, definitely a question mark in my mind, Flying Finn. But I wonder what it means. Do you know what it means?
I wouldn't have a clue, to be honest. I'm just looking at it, and I mean, like, the only thing that I can see possibly is that Adzi has a double D in his name. Or Dumbo starts with a D. That's all. I don't understand WW.
Win-win?
Question mark. I assume the question mark is because maybe they don't understand what it means either. So, yeah. Palehorse Shire, on the other hand, is much more straightforward.
I'll give away some zombas to the best creative name who can come up with WWDD. Give us the best name. I'll give you some zombas. Castiel can pick the winner if he wants to, or Max. Make it Max. Palehorse, pick a winner of the best name that comes up with the WWDD question mark. There you go. You get zombas from me. There you go. Chucking it out there. All right. Well, this is the next game coming up. What do we make of it right now, Flying Finn?
Well, yeah. So WWDD, strong team, strong players, and to get this far as well, you know, they're obviously looking quite good. Palehorse Shire, been together for a little bit now. They understand each other. They'll start to be getting into that rhythm of, you know, we know what they're doing on the field, get some plays going together. So on that hand, I think, you know, Palehorse Shire are looking really good in this game. On the other hand, I mean, just this skill of the WWDD team, that's a strong looking team, and I would probably give it to them based on that. It's just whether they're going to be able to link up effectively in this match.
It's synergy is the question mark, hey?
That's really what it comes down to in these situations. You know, you have a team that has that synergy because they've been working on it. They've been around for a while. You come up against a team with no synergy, but names, people, they know what they're doing. They're strong players. It's always a tricky one, especially when maybe one team is, you know, got players that maybe a little bit higher up on that ladder. You know, to have Dumbo and Snarf, two really strong players in the Oast region, and Adzi as well, who is, you know, great player in his heyday and still now. I would put them just a little bit above, especially if they'd been together for a month. I don't think this would be a question. But they've only been together for like an hour and a half.
That's not good. That's not good at all. I've just had a problem with my capture. So we're going to have a game. It's on, guys. I'm just going to suss out what's just happened.
Yeah, here we go. Straight away into this game. The ball right in front of the WWDD net, and it's Hectic Crunt. It's going to be able to sneak through there and put it in after only 11 seconds. So maybe everything I was talking about can be thrown out the window instantaneously. Hectic jumping onto that one. I would say lucky, but it really wasn't. It was unlucky that that Walcott and Slurpee weren't able to get onto that one. So quick start for Palehorse Shire team. And they're looking for it again, pushing it forwards. It will be Adzi finding it. Down comes the ball in the center of the field. Walcott going to send that one long down, looking for the corner, found by Snarf. Pushing it back to the center. Slurpee controls the ball, going after it, bringing it down over the top, and he's going to sneak it in for a second one. 32 seconds gone and 2 goals. Bizer, are you there?
Yeah, we're here. We're there. We saw the goal. Sorry we missed the first. That is the first time that's ever happened to me. So we live and we learn. Hopefully not again for tonight. 4 minutes and 28. Boys set back into the middle, and well, wouldn't you think it? And the team that was sort of like, oh yeah, WWDD come into it. We like their lineup and we like how strong they are, but they're down 2 goals. A team that's been playing together for, I would say, the last 8 to 10 weeks. 8 to 10 weeks, I could definitely say. A lot stronger at the moment.
Yep, exactly. And, you know, straight from the get-go, that's what they can do, especially when the team hasn't been together for a while. Oh, sneaking that one in. Fantastic shot, beating rushing defender. Great pass by Dumbo. Just catching Palehorse out there a little bit. So close, Hectic. Being able to stop that goal from happening, but not able to, and they bring it back now.
So there is those little shout-outs happening right now, and Castiel, keep an eye on it. I'm not sure if Max is doing it, so that's cool. Should we read them out? No, We'll read them out later. There's a couple of good ones there I'm seeing right now. Snarf forward, looking for the attack, and he's been one of the players that you have to watch closely in any game you play because he gets up there in real tricky spots, sets some really good team play up in the midfield. Dumbo, crazy on defense at the moment forward. Hectic was looking for redirection. Snarf coming across the line. Adzi setting back at the moment. Snarf forward. Adzi waiting patiently. Does get a chance now, but he's got a 50-50 contend with that. Dumbo doesn't win it. Back out for Hectic. He sets it out to the side. Snarf trying to bump him off the ball. Doesn't work at all. Dumbo holds up, and now Snarf to run this one out.
Him on the wall, stolen by Walcott. Rolling it around, it will be Adzi finding that one, bouncing out just past Slurpy Snarf with a nice touch. Now Dumbo is in control. Going to take a bit of a pot shot. Walcott with the stop. It's a dangerous ball, however, and Slurpy's put it straight into Hectic. He's now taking it past Walcott as well, so it's just a little bit all over the place. Adzi stealing that ball. Got to be careful as it's dropping down. He'll be able to clear it out to the corner. Stolen by Snarf, however, and it'll roll back down. Dropping, Hectic will look for the clear, and Snarf is there once again. Slurpy's trying to get it out of there, and at the moment they've just got to be careful. WWDD putting a lot of pressure here on the Palehorse team. And they do. Slurpy looking for the pass. He finds Walcott. Dangerous ball, but Adzi will stop it.
Walcott charging out the back line. Dumbo seeing it just over the top. Works up with Snarf. The quick play read by Hectic. Now wide. Adzi. It's a hard challenge. Was on the low ground. Walcott again charging. This time missed by Hectic. Slurpy be forced up to play here. And right now, Dumbo, you could tell he was turning around trying to get the bump play. Defender's already up on the ball. Dumbo again back into it. Sets up Walcott backboard. Now is a play potentially coming through. No one striking there for the Palehorse team. WWD. I want to take one D off and just go WWD. It sounds like a wrestling thing. It would be so in tune with RLCS at the moment. But Adzi, he puts it in the second goal. It's tied up.
Yeah, nice little play there by Snarf, just soloing it down the field. Great pass into the center. Adzi waiting for it. I think it was Hectic there. Just wasn't able to intercept that one. So a nice, neat goal there. WWDD. DD coming through.
WWDD.
WWDD. I like that. I think it rolls
Double
off the tongue nicely.
Double dub.
Oh, Dumbo! Sneaking it through the two defenders there, picking up their third goal, and they're going to take the lead with that.
How about the angle? That's tough. It's not easy to score. They will take the lead at the moment. Good play by the double DD. Oh, I'm gone. The double W. WWDD. We'll do it again. Tough stuff. You heck this out more than once. All set forward for Dumbo. Hectic doesn't clear. Open goal. Slurpy will get that. No, it will be a shot from Adzi with the pace. He puts in the fourth, and now 2 goals in front.
What a turnaround in this game, and realistically, only the last minute. Adzi just sneaking it out in front of Slurpy. I think Slurpy may be a little bit too relaxed, thinking that he's going to get to that ball in time. Not really attacking it to get it out of there, and well, that's a hell of a kickoff. Good work, boys. Yeah, geez.
They both faked it. They're both looking for a fake off.
I have not seen that in quite a long time, if ever.
What, the double whip or the fact that
the
people do fake off?
Not on stream. I mean, like, trust me, I see it all the time in my games, but I don't see it on that often.
I've seen a couple of late. It's interesting. It's an interesting tactic, and it really comes out in the dire stages of any game. Not at the start, because no one wants to be surprised with a whiff or give a goal away at the start. It's just not good momentum. But maybe a chance for Palehorse to get themselves back into it at the moment. Being challenged. Adzi. Oh, let's just let that one go. Hectic now forward. He's got the ball set back on top now, trying to get past. He does get it in the line here. Oh, that's a beautiful play coming out from Hectic Grunt, and Slurpy Mott's coming through for the finish. They're still in this.
Yeah, they are absolutely still in this. Hectic just perfectly controlling that dribble to the left, to the right. Brings it back in. He's all right. No problems whatsoever for them. They're only 1 goal down. It's been a close match so far at 4-3, and they can absolutely bring it back. And if we were to get to overtime, no. Oh, that is a hell of a shot there. Walcott coming through. He's gone underneath it. What has he done? Oh, but it's still there waiting for it. Adzi's actually having to reverse into that one. Hectic is going to do the
Come on.
reverse flip as well. Walcott sending it back down the field. Snarf finds it in the air. We're down to 10 seconds to go, Bizer, for this first game of the series. Adzi keeping it down the right end of the field. Oh, Hectic just making the save. Slurpee has gone underneath it. However, now Snarf decides not to take the shot. Dumbo's going to go up for it. Is it going to drop down? Hectic's trying to keep it on top of his car. Keeps it up in the air. It's there. Adzi with the block, but it's just hit it higher up. And Walcott looking for Hectic. Can't find him. Is it going to drop down onto the ground? Not yet. It isn't. Up on the wall. Walcott bring it back into the center. Anyone going up for it? It's Adzi.
Yep, that's it.
It's going to be wide, and that will be game.
Well, doing the best effort there, Palehorse Shire, just to keep that up and continue a possible chance to go to overtime in the first game. But it's a best of 3 in the semi-finals. So, again, the teams have to be careful with how they play the first game, and it's absolutely close. In saying that, Palehorse Shire, they started on an absolute tear, Flying Finn, dominated, and then WWDD come right back into it and just took the lead forward.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great start by Palehorse. They did everything that they needed to. They were aggressive and very clinical in what they needed to do. But yeah, not sure what exactly happened. Maybe they took their foot off the pedal a little bit, just looking to get towards that last minute where they just needed to try quite hard to make sure they were keeping the enemy team out, and they never made it that far. They just let in a few too many goals. WWDD, they got onto the board, and they just went from there.
Good to see Adzi back in the scoring, sitting on top of the MVP for the first game. 2 goals, 4 saves. So it was potentially placed a lot in the back line. And I've got a little thing going on Twitter right now, Flying Finn. Who's your top 3 players that you would place for the World Cup?
Yeah, I did see that earlier today, and I was thinking that that's a tricky one. There's a lot of very strong players.
Like, would you just go Alpha Sydney, like the whole team, and then like screw everyone else, or would you actually try and pick players from different teams?
I think if you had an extended roster of like maybe 5, I would definitely argue there would be at least 2 from the Alpha Sydney team in there. I think, you know, when you have a region with players such as Express, Soma, Dumbo,
Cyrix,
Snarf, you know, there's so many big names, big players, and they could all be in there.
Oh.
I think you'd so close there. Oh, Dumbo coming through again, and he's going to sneak it through the defenders. Thank you very much, he will say. I think on that question, it's a very tough one, Bizer.
It is, and I reckon there's a discussion point we go a little bit later in between rounds, but I thought I would just bring it up. Have your say in chat, and we'd love to hear it. If you want, jump on the Twitter and spam that Twitter post out. You can't see it, but I just winked. But we have game number 2 here, ladies and gentlemen, of the first semi-final. Dumbo looking for another shot on. WWDD having a blinder of a first and being behind at one stage to the Palehorse Shire team, but then caught themselves back into the play. Able to get themselves going again. It's 4:10 on the clock. Hectic bring this one out. Now Walcott looking to fly off the wall. He's gone too far with the gravity. Adzi forward. Sets down. Dumbo back into the middle. This is good for Snarf. Snarf wants the right side. Hectic's going to be there, but he splits. Couldn't get up. I think he was accidentally flipped this one here.
Yeah, that's a very nice strike there from Snarf. It puts Hectic in a lot of strife. Yeah, he was not in the right position for that situation, so a bit unfortunate for him, but by Snarf, great strike, just curling that into the top right. And they find themselves 2-0 ahead. I think it's something I was going to try to get into in that first match. It's that synergy at the start of a series. When you've got a team and you know what you're doing, close by Slurpee. Dumbo going to get it out of there as well. Actually, he might even sneak that one in. Yes, he will. So open net for Dumbo.
Oh, over the top. They like to play this. They've been strong all night in this terms of plays. Palehorse, they do have some risky play. You've seen a little bit of them lately, haven't you, Flying Finn? They love to get up in the field.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It comes to that synergy. I think, you know, when you see a team such as WWDD turn up, the start of the first match is when you need to be at your best. That's when they're not going to be sure what you're going to do, how they're going to work against your game plan. Once you get halfway through the match, they'll figure it out. And by the time you get into the second match, as you can see right now, they not only know what you're doing, they know how to counter what you're doing. And the 3-0 is absolutely a result of that. And Adzi, very nicely controlled there, will help the ball to be cleared.
Well, it's popped and contested at the moment in the midfield line. Off the wing, Snarf turns the angle. Blocked out. Now Walcott on the floor. Fakes past Adzi. Well, you won't do that often. But I'm sure he would pick up the... Just shake the rust off in that second and counter that next time. Here's Dumbo going across the field. Ambitious of anything. Adzi charges this time. Snarf forced to the third. Rotations out here. If the Shire can get it over the top, it's an instant goal. But they're taking the time going forward. Sets back now. Adzi flying into that. Doesn't hit. Hectic. Now sits on its way. Just ended the connection. You could see it was incoming. Oh, Walcott! Oh, that was so close, but so far.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, just sprayed it a little bit wide, and he's going to regret that one, I think, as we're ticking down towards 2 minutes to go. This is when WWDD started to turn on the afterburners in match number 1. So see now, if Palehorse can do the same, they're going to have to at some stage. They can't let themselves just stay here at 3-0. Through again, Snarf trying to keep the pressure on. It's going to be Dumbo setting it up. Slurpee putting it into the corner, looking to pass it to Hectic. It works. Up along the wall, gets it past Dumbo. Dumbo going to bring it back down for the back pass. Slurpee getting it past all the defenders. Nobody is there. Adzi pinching off the wall, and WWDD are out again.
So we got a couple of names from chat. WWDD, we will double dip. We will dab dangerously. Why would DDoS die?
Yeah, I had a look at some other ones as well.
Yeah, there's some classic ones out there as well that we can't mention on stream.
Very good ones.
Yeah, it's just not stream worthy, but. So if you got any more guys, get them out there. We're potentially creating them a name. Sending it forward, yeah. Walcott off the back line. Sorry, Flyfin.
I think if it's not stream friendly, it might not win the competition either. So just keep that in mind, boys.
Yeah, that's it. Be creative, guys. And if you get too far, then Nightbot will have its way with you. And saying that, Walcott will have its way with the goals as well, with 1:01 remaining on the clock.
Yeah, that's actually brought them back into the game a little bit now. Walcott, cheeky little touch there, just back in. Adzi was not ready for that one in the... So yeah, all of a sudden now we've got a game on our hands. Only 2 goals different, 1:01. They have shown that they're able to break through the defense a couple of times, Palehorse, but are they going to be able to do it this late into a match? You've got to be careful, Adzi. Oh!
Slimmy! It's in!
My goodness, somehow they break through that defense. It was just a little bit all over the place, and it doesn't work out for them. But Slurpee going to be given that goal, and now Pfizer, 53 seconds to go, absolutely a possibility.
It doesn't have to be clean. Like, sometimes it can just be a full force of pressure set on the defense, and if they're caught out of position, pinches, touches which usually wouldn't be normal in the game come into play and really start to play a massive part of it. And saying that, an opportunity there for WWDD, not able to get this one. Walcott again, he's wide, it's rolling over the top. Dumbo, an easy clearance for him. Snarf will pop this up the top, but this really gives a chance here for the Shire. They don't charge the ball as he goes. Now Walcott looks to turn this in, but waiting was Snarf. There was a player coming over the top to try and statch it. A little bit too slow, but at the moment, Shire putting on so much pressure. The pinch, almost there. It's wide. The last 10 now. Dumbo, Adzi, they're going to use the block game here. Bait out the time, and I think this is done here unless they can keep it up and clutch. Oh, no, it's going to be left alone. That's the second game done here. WWDD, they booked themselves into the grand final.
And, they put us on the edge of the seats towards the end of the match there, but my goodness. WWDD, I mean, I sort of expected that. Once again, it's a situation you expect the result, maybe not the way that it happened, however. Very strong, that team. Palehorse put up a fantastic effort in both games, but just fell short.
Okay, so a couple more names. I'm loving this. What would Devo do? What would Dumbo do? And then we got the one, we want a Dirty Debza. I'm not sure whether they're trying to mix two into that. Someone doing a dab with a Zara on the ends, but epic flying fin. I'm liking this. Do you know what? We're going to keep this open because they're going into the grand final, so keep creating. This is going to be interesting. We should just pick a name and call them that at the end.
Yeah, well, you know, it's on Castile, it's on Max. Whatever they figure out is the best one there, you know, that's what we'll call, I guess.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on OC League Rocket League, and we're going to get into the second game, which is going to be Alpha Sydney and Masterminds. If you are itching for this, it's coming up next. And I'll tell you now, get on the social media and spam everyone. Get them in here because this is going to be a pretty good match as well. The winner going into the grand final to take on WWDD. There is over $175 in the prize pool right now, and you can still contribute, !matcherino. Hit it up, support Palehorse Esports, and support the boys that are playing on the field. Big shout out to our teams that have come back from RLCS in Jam Gaming and Alpha Sydney. Tonight we're seeing Alpha Sydney on display, and tomorrow night potentially Jam Gaming on the Friday Night Live. But for now, we'll take a break, and we'll see you right after this.
The numbers grow by the day as millions come to compete. Those who sit at the top hear footsteps behind them louder than ever as they fight to keep hold of their crowns. Some will last a few years, maybe more, but none will last forever. What can one do to leave a mark which stands the test of time? It's quite simple, really. You can pray for something greater than yourself. In this case, your country, your nation, your home. The World Cup, presented by the League of Rockets.
Sends on his way to power shot and cleans out the goal line. Easy goal for the Lions. Just here's the thing: they put a shot on Alpha Sydney, but they did a disciplined thing.
It's not allowed.
No, that's bad. Oh my goodness, Drippe! What are you doing? What a goal! Then again, just come off a 3-game straight. Oh, Dreamy, that's a great touch. Well, prove me wrong. Just gets in a good spot and slams. Nowhere to be seen. Challenging on the back now is a demo. The 2v1. The pop and play. Decker. Can he light it up? He goes out right. Decker! The moments of heroes and legends aboard. It's Decker with a big game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is semi-final number 2 coming up right at you. It's Masterminds taking on the Alpha Sydney. And this is going to be a big battle. Pretty much Masterminds looking to continue their team growth and crack that top 5 lane, Finn. They want to do it. They're coming up against a big foe. And tonight's actually a potential chance for them to make it happen, because Alpha Sydney are not the full strength lineup that we saw in RLCS with. They do have their sub in, but in saying that, Enigma's still not a player to dishearten or even to count out. He still makes a pretty good force to be reckoned with. It's a chance though for Masterminds tonight. I don't know if I got my flying fin. Are you here?
Oh, I should probably press the mute button. That'd be a smart idea.
Hi.
As I was going to say, I think that it's a very fair chance for the Mastermind squad though tonight. Alpha Sydney, we saw them before, just looking a little bit shaky, and it wasn't, you know, the fact they were playing with Enigma. I don't think it was just, no, they were just a little bit off their game. So, you know, it's a moment for Masterminds, who are improving, who are looking incredibly good with the type of Rocket League that they're playing. This is a great chance to take down a vulnerable Alpha Sydney tonight.
It is indeed, in the prize pool jumping up to 180 AUD, which is crazy. Matcherino obviously sitting at $98.52. So keep the donations coming. Exclamation mark Matcherino. It is Alpha. It's Alpha Cup. Alpha Cup 5. There we go. So there's the code for you guys. Hit that in there. That will give you the free USD to donate, which gives us practically $1.20 AUD or $1.30, somewhere around the conversions right now. It's actually quite nice with that. So big shout out to Matcherino, helping all the tournaments in the region, but also around the world, help get the prize pools up, deserving for the players at the end of the day. Well, I think we are waiting for the players, so I'm just going to get a confirmation that we are all ready from our admin, and we can get ourselves into these matches. So Masterminds taking on Alpha Sydney. Give us a tip right now, Flying, and tell me who's your pick.
You know, I'm feeling lucky. You know, I'm feeling good. I'm thinking that it could be a Masterminds victory. I think that this is the moment that they're gonna, you know, this is the moment that they need to take. and I think they can do it. So I'm going to say it's going to be a Masterminds victory here.
Okay, we're going to get set to go. Looking forward to this battle. Masterminds, something to prove right now, and well, we've just lost one of our players for Alpha Sydney, so a false start. The boy's not ready to go. We'll wait for Jake to get back in. And I believe he's back in. There you go, so he's rejoined. So straight away, we're going to get the boys jumping right into this game. Sorry, Flying Finn, it just completely went over my head. What was your tip again?
Masterminds.
What?
Yeah, I think it'll be Masterminds, and I think they've got what it takes to be able to take down Alpha Sydney, who, if they start showing like they did in that game number 2 against New Kids on the Block, I mean, Masterminds will absolutely punish them.
Okay, all right. Well, the boys jumping in here. That's a surprise. I'm going out for Sydney, and probably going to lose the game in this sense. So I reckon 2-1 in the semi-final. But this is going to be interesting. Love to see if Masterminds can prove the point right now. They're sitting on the blue team. Kami, Zen, Kia. A deadly force that's continuing to improve, and they definitely want to make a big campaign coming into the next season of RLCS for the boys of for Alpha Sydney. Well, they're back here again, battling it out. Enigma, a good chance for him to get some gameplay in the competition. As we said the opening minute, players all over the place. As a high fly from Zen looks to bring this one down. Torsus out the corner. Kami will challenge. Straight over. Alpha Sydney, a boost problem at the moment here, Flying Finn.
Yeah, and I mean, Masterminds, good steal there by Enigma. Exactly what his team needed, just to be able to take away a bit of that pressure that was on them. And, now they're going to look to have a little bit of an attack, and it's Masterminds having to defend. At the start of this match, it was Masterminds just peppering the goals, putting so much pressure on Alpha Sydney, and a very nice touch there by Kami. Couldn't get the second one to maybe put it on towards goal. It's going to be Kia now trying to set it up on the board. Torsos will take it. Nice little fake there. Wins the battle, but Kami comes through and will take it away. Dropping down, Enigma having to make the save, rolling it along. Alpha Sydney just holding out at the moment.
Torsos Enigma down the midfield. Kami, another interesting play. Doesn't set the ball forward. It's Zen. 2-on-1 pressure. Stalemates the ball in the corner. A demo coming through by Torsus stops Kia from any attack forward. Kami again, straight in. Oh, that's savage. And that ball just rolls across the front line. Kia charges again. It's cleared back out for Sydney. A little bit of a risky play coming into the last minute of play. Been challenged. Good start here by Masterminds.
Yeah, very strong start by them at the moment. Alpha Sydney, though, doing quite well. Jake, he was trying to do that 1v everyone again. Couldn't quite. Torsos going to bring it down into the center. Won by Enigma as Zen was coming flying through. What's Kia going to do? She's going to be setting up, looking for Kami to come through. Pinched out to the side. Dangerous ball. Kia now going to find Kami. Nice little pass over the top. Can he get it past him? Not quite. Big save by Alpha Sydney there. Jake now going to be able to take it out of there. What's he going to be able to do? Trying to push it forward, but it's straight to Kia.
Ball's dropped back down for Zen to challenge. Off the wall, sent wide now. Jake flying high. Second touch brings it back for his teammate Torsus. Enigma there as well. Jake goes backboard. Enigma hard angle for him to read. Just a little one too many touches there for Alpha Sydney, playing with the food. If anything, Kia comes across straight over for the quick rebound. And a save by Torsus. Coming over. Enigma reads this, which sets up for a strike. Torsus open goal. Saved by Kami.
Just getting across in time there. Kami doing exactly what his team needed, and now Zen going to steal that one away. Enigma, not exactly the touch he was looking for. It's going to open it up for Kia. Long shot, will it drop? Not quite. Enigma getting up for it as well. But now Masterminds on the attack. They're looking to get something going. Torsos goes past that one. Dangerous ball. Jake getting to it in time. Will now push it out towards the side. Trying to control the ball. Taken away by Zen just a little bit. Enigma back into the corner. Kami trying to set something up, but can't get to it in time, Bison.
It's a minute and 40. We're under 2 and no goals scored so far. I'll tell you what, you're not wrong between these two teams. It's quite tight. Masterminds have a potential chance that they can hold the defense line. Quick rotations is along with the quick rebounds. Now that one's right over the top. Jake has to go. Kami again holding the sideline. Doesn't connect with this one. Forces Zen now to out of rotation will leave Kia to just be sort of lethal on this point. That should be a goal. There. Oh, Bartowski's it out. Not going to happen. The pressure's still on here out for Sydney. They can make the most of it, and they will. Jake puts in the first goal.
That was so close there. I think Cammy might have gotten a touch on that ball that was in the net, getting it out of there, but then couldn't get the all-important one for the clearance. Allows Jake a straightforward shot buzzer. And so, yeah, Alpha Sydney picking up the first goal of this match.
Yeah, we talk about how that play really panned out. There was two that went down challenged. Cammy in the side of the forward half corner. Zen had to come out, which left Kier on a defensive line. And Kier's clearance just was weak in terms of the things of it didn't go past the centre line. It sort of dropped out to the edge of the box, which gave Alpha Sydney the shots and opportunities to come and score. Rotation comes back around, but then from there, just they can't get on it, and it just pretty much dominoes into effect of an open goal, easy one for Alpha Sydney after about 30 seconds of pressure. And that's what these guys do the best. There's another opportunity is given here. 30 seconds remaining, Flying Finn. Can we see the response from the Masterminds?
I think we absolutely can. They're definitely giving it their all at the moment, and I think they've got enough boost to be able to do so as well. Kia, oh my goodness, Nigma is there for it. Zen waiting at halfway, going to try to keep it down this half of the field, and he's doing well so far. Cammy going to come through. Take the shot. Enigma, big save there onto the crossbar. We're into the last 10 seconds now. Kia, he's going to try to bring it down for Zen. Zen challenged by Torsos down into the corner. Jake has hit it up high in the air. He's going to take it down the other end of the field. I think that will be enough for Alpha Sydney. Jake actually wanted another goal. Wasn't going to get it. Alpha Sydney getting through there. But really, that's a very close match for game number one, Bizer.
Well, it's pretty much the last minute of play, goal scored. And it's not just, it's by the rampant pressure of Jake just working with Enigma and Tosses on the point. And I think I probably got caught up in talking about that, how that setup was, but it was so very true. Cammy was really low on boost and then sort of couldn't get that ball worked out. Now, what we saw was Zen work over to that corner, which put two in the corner, two both low on boost. Both of them have to rotate on that side. So if there's any 100 pads or sort of boost on that side, it's going to be taken by one of the players. One gets back, the other one lags and struggles. If the defensive clearance doesn't come forward from Kia, which in his case, he cleared, but it wasn't that far and it came back down, Alpha Sydney just pounced on that. And that's sort of what their play style is about taking the opportunities of that counter defense. So once it comes out, they go again. And then it comes back out again, and then they form their play and their structure around the defense clearance work. So it just worked right into what they like to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Masterminds, as you said, it's a counter attack. They're in defense. They had to quickly get into a structure, which they just weren't able to do. And you went through it all very step by step. It seems so simple, but at the end of the day, in the heat of the moment, it's so difficult for them to be able to figure themselves out.
You're right.
And at the end of the day, Alpha Sydney, though, just perfectly timed to be able to take advantage of it.
Well, it's game number 2 here right now in semi-final, best of 3. Masterminds, well, it's a strong game they started with, but one goal is all it took, and it seems to be the way that this one's probably going to pan out as well. Here's Enigma with a shot. It's soft as Kia comes across. Just ditching the car out the goal, is able to get it. Zen, that's a big shot from him, and a big pass from Kia. Have a look at this.
What a pass. I mean, Kia's there, just sneaking inside one of the defenders, and Zen getting around the ball to be able to just get the power shot, just slicing it in. Very nicely done. And Masterminds now getting onto the board earlier. Weren't able to, of course, last match, and now they got another chance coming, taking it forward up from the kick. Torsos getting up for that one. It was probably a bit more simple than we were giving it credit for, but here we go. Once again, we have got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
So a couple of bumping plays as well coming from Cammy. It's here that's charges on. Enigma waiting on the line, able to clear. Zen misses the 50-50, tosses forward. Cammy has to go across field here. For Sydney will have the card set in the corner. It's over the top. Enigma misreads. Set over for Zen. Jake has the line here. Pitches far side and sends it pretty much a switch on. There's Enigma waiting for it. Popped up. Kia has to play this up. His teammate's already up there fighting it out for a placement off the ball. It does set back out to the midfield. Cammy out. Zen now forward. This is promising. In comes a shot. Kia! Second goal. Masterminds.
How about that one? Very nicely done again by Masterminds. And this is that situation. Alpha Sydney just finding themselves in not the right positions. We saw it in that previous series. It's coming back to haunt them perhaps a little bit. And I mean, Masterminds now, they can smell blood. They're going to be going after it, and they will be playing just as well. They'll be looking to not lose it. But however, Zen coming for a miraculous save there. Fantastic work. He's done it again. It's going to drop down. Third time lucky. It's not going to be the case. Jake picking up 1 goal back there for Alpha Sydney. We have definitely got a game on our hands.
Yes, indeed, and that was crazy pressure coming from Alpha Sydney. It was just a full rotation. Tosses, Enigma, and Jake all having a crack at the goals there. Zen, I've got to tell you what, he came down to clear off the backboard, and so very close, put it in for his own goal, but it was awkwardly bounced into the front of the box, and that's where the pressure started to mount. So Masterminds, where a goal's been scored against them, it's been under their own pressure and a slight mistake. Hopefully they can hold this one out. They're still in the lead with 3 minutes 10 on the clock.
Oh, that was a close one. Enigma thankfully able to get that one, but definitely, here we go again now. Enigma's going to be able to try to do something. Little flick there. Nicely done by Cammy, but this is the situation they've got to be careful about. Thankfully, Zen's going to get up for that one. Enigma coming through again, and the pressure just mounting a little bit on Masterminds. Just continue to put it in there, bringing it down. Torsos, nicely done. Kia is there to make the block onto Jake. Cammy now going to get the clearance out.
Yeah, with a long opportunity to come down, use the top of the roof to try and get the angle to work, and it worked around by Cammy. Oh my goodness.
Very fast shot yet again there, and helped a bit, I think, by
pinch.
Yeah, a bit of a pinch there from Jake as well.
132.
And at the end of the day, you know, those sort of pinches, they're sort of 50-50. In the end, it goes their way, and they find themselves back to a 2-goal lead. And a nice little kickoff there to Zen. Passing play is on. Sneaking in past them. No way!
Yes, Kia. He did. He did it. It just comes off the kickoff from Zen at the start. He just goes nuts, continues the second touch, puts the defense out, and they all charge forward. But what they don't realize is Kia he's already preempted, and he's already there with the momentum. Charges onto that point and able just to trick both of them in the turn out for Sydney. Red-faced. Oh, the kickoff goals! They're absolutely running away with this game here, Masterminds.
Zen picking up the turtle as well, and yeah, as you said, they're running away with it. What has been about 8 seconds in game time? I'm not even sure myself, but we've seen 3 goals in like 10 seconds. This match is more or less over. Should Masterminds just hold on to it? I mean, Caster's Curse might be on now, so I've got to be careful.
Be quiet. Shush.
5-1.
Shush, shush.
It's a hell of a long way for Alpha Sydney to come back, even for Alpha Sydney.
Oh, well, the Caster's Curse potential, but in saying that, I don't think so. Cammy with the 6. And on the way to Brazil, 2 minutes and 9. Have a look at that one. Just opened up, and what has happened now for Sydney?
Well, yeah, I think they're a little bit all over the place. I mean, they have just shell-shocked from those 3 goals that we saw. And I mean, now there's another one. It's just happening, and things are not going their way. When it rains, it pours. Zen, thank you very much. Welcome back to OCE, boys. You might have done well overseas, but you're back here now.
Yeah, welcome back to the meta that's OCE. We kick everything in the ass. Should have said behind, but anyways, you got what I'm meaning. Brazil! We're there! Hype City right now. Bit of a trip over to South America. Very quickly, I think it's going to be ended. Zen's going to send one down, and they're going to let this one in. Nope, it's going to be brought back around. Enigma been savage with that. Coming with the challenge. She's going to come right down the line. Torsus clears. Enigma, now Jake. This is what Alpha Sydney are strong for. There's short pass play coming out of the defense. Then from a long striking shots on goals. Enigma sends that one on, but Cammy reads. Now Torsus awkwardly. Well, that's a bounce that you don't want to be a part of. Oh, he gets a save anyway. Darts in, and Kia with a savage redirection coming out of goal.
Oh, Cammy shouldn't have taken that shot, and it gets saved. And then in the end, somehow, you know, they had no right to that goal, but Kia got it anyway. Goodness. Mastermind's definitely turning up. I think at this point in the game, Alpha Sydney are just not worried about it. And don't take that the wrong way. There's nothing you can do. You're 8-1 down. You're looking towards game number 3. You just need to be prepared. That's where you're going to come back. You can't come back from this game.
Well, just have a look at Mastermind since the doinks they're getting here. Just redirecting everything off the top. absolutely crazy right now. Kia's up high. Jake's going to send this one out a minute. Well, I like to think 7 goal feet comeback would be the biggest talking point of tonight's games. If Alpha Sydney do it right here, probably be the best in the history of the game. But at the moment, the challenge has been set. Here's Cammy to send on its way. Jake with the save. Got to get moving here for Sydney. It's Zen that sends it on. That pressure is elite right now.
Goodness, here we go. They're going to try to take it down the field. And they do with it. Not anything at the moment. Kia trying to get it out of there. Zen back into the corner. Looking for a little bit more masterminds. Can they get it to a 9-1? Maybe a little bit greedy. Oh, Cammy, nice little touch there. Can't get it over the top of Jake. He'll pick up his savior badge. Amazing to think that he's picked up a savior badge and they're still 7 goals down.
Jake. No!
Oh!
He went all the way from the defense. He gets a double touch there. You don't see how he panned that out, but realizing that he didn't have much left in the tank, gets it on top of the nose, flips it over, and everyone's like expecting him to run it to the other side of the wall, thinking he's got 100 boost. Instead, he just controls and uses the finesse. Although they're out of this game, they're still showing that they can play the game absolutely to the top notches of how they play it. Wow.
And that's a very important goal. I like to think that in these sort of situations, to pick up a goal like that starts to bring a little bit of doubt into the opposition mind. For Masterminds, they've got to be a little bit careful now. Alpha Sydney have showed their hand. They're going to be ready for game number 3. I tell you what, how about that? You know, to do so well over in RLCS, to return to an 8-2 drubbing, 6 goals. I don't think I've seen many games, especially not, you know, caliber of these teams. Masterminds had 19 shots this game. Alpha Sydney had 10 saves and still lost by 6 goals. This is Alpha Sydney. This is, you know, our champion team of the region.
This is Alpha Sydney that usually score double amount of, or they score goals and they have double amount of scoring shots and opportunities. I think when we watched them on the RLCS, they pounded their opposition's goal more, probably 80% of the time, more so than the other team. So it's just crazy at the moment. But again, let's just play devil's advocate. 2 players are jet lagged. 1 player hasn't played with his team for over a month, I would say 2 to 3 weeks. I think they're just getting back into it, maybe having a little bit of rest. But game 3, it's on. It is on. I don't think Alpha Sydney are going to give much room here to Masterminds coming into the third.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these sort of situations, like a game like that, there's 2 things that happen. You have one team, like the Masterminds team, are just going to run over in the next game. Or the other option is that the team in Alpha Sydney's case just say, you know what, no, I don't accept losing by 6 goals. And it ends here. So it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens as we are into game number 3. Kia winning that one. Straight over to Torsos, who's going to slowly control the ball. Nice little flick over. Got to be careful, Masterminds. Cammy not getting onto that one. Torsos going for an early one. Kia is going to get there. Zen now with the clearance.
Enigma back to the middle. It's Kia that clears Masterminds, looking to make an impact early. Wants the inside. Cammy up. Zen overzealous on that point. Too far for it. Force the rotation back. Cammy and Kia coming back here, but Enigma just going to go look to the left side. That was close. Toss, second effort. Off the backboard, Jake. We've seen him so many times counter that, but it's Kia that gets the block in the air, does well. I believe it was Kia. No, it was Zen. Enigma, anyway, in the point. The ball gets left alone and scores 1 here.
Yeah, they just...
Oh, no.
They were a bit all over the place there, Masterminds. You know, they're doing okay up until that moment, and then Enigma just allowed a little bit of rain on the ball. Nobody really in a defensive position in the net and giving up that goal. So as a result, Alpha Sydney now taking control of this match. And I imagine, close one there, Cammy trying his luck. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the moment that Alpha Sydney more or less shut down. You know, just don't let anything in and take what you can on the counter attack. It's a style that some people might not enjoy seeing, but it wins games.
I think the game that they're playing is the short passing game. And they haven't been doing it as well as we've seen lately, but it's testament to Masterminds. Just reading the play, getting up in 50-50s. So like, you see how quick they're reacting to the ball when it gets up in the air, stopping any sort of possession play And if it's going to come out of possession, it's going to be either to the backboard or wide. Nothing dangerous on goal. And that's what's really good about the Masterminds at the moment. Kia charges on. I tell you what, Enigma, that is millimetre perfection just to get into the crossbar. Well done with the save.
Yeah, exactly. Very important. I thought he might have been going a little bit early, but it was very... Kia bringing that one down straight to Enigma. However, it's going to be found by Cammy out to the side. Kia just getting the challenge. The other side of the field, there's Enigma rolling along the wall. Will go all the way down into the corner. Here trying to get it past him, stolen by Enigma into the center, set up there by Torsos. Through comes Jake, but it'll be Cammy getting onto that one. Now they've got to be careful. All three players pass the ball. They can't get onto it quickly enough, Masterminds, and it will be blocked out. However, Enigma getting rid of by Zen. Now Torsos in control a little bit. Cammy, what can you do? It's up on the wall. Enigma will find it, and no one from Masterminds just yet onto it. Kia will stop it, but it'll be Torsos in the forwards.
It's halfway down in the third. The golden game to decide who goes through to the grand final. To Double D. Double W, Double D. See how it all pans out. 1-0 right now. Alpha Sydney will control. They put a shot on. Demos becoming evident in this match as Kia with the angle to work it straight into the post. Sets back out Jake. Once inside, bumped out of the way. It's either demos or bumps. Regardless, no one can get real control of the ball right now. Zen wants to take it off his top and will go himself. Sets up for Jake. Torsos, awkward, but able to get up with the touch. It's effective. Set back out under two. Torsos to bring this one out.
Yeah, here we go. Zen back down the field. Jake, dangerous ball actually. And thankfully Enigma was ready for it. Otherwise that could have been the setup that Masterminds were looking for. That side of the field, two players there from Masterminds, and it didn't really go their way either. Up is Enigma, bringing it down into the center. No one there for it. Kia will find it, looking for the corner. Drops down behind Jake. It'll be Torsos having to come through for it. Not going to be blocked out. Gets the second touch in the air. And now Zen is a very dangerous position. He's going to get the clearance off the backboard. He's chasing after as well. Gets the second touch. Finds Kia. High ball. It's going to go wide. Jake finds it in the air as well. Into the corner. Zen. Nice little flick. Is he going to get over the top of Torsos? No, he won't. Dropping down Enigma. Nice touch, but Cammy will find it.
Sets up Jake. It's the 1 minute mark on the point. Both teams having an absolute sort of midfield battle right now. No one able to grab control apart from this. And a save from Cammy. Big on the point. Able to come across, but now they need to clutch a go out here. If Mastermind's going to get a chance in this game, the last 40. Pressure being set by Alpha Sydney off the backboard, coming through Enigma. He doesn't connect. Torsos, the last legs, tries his best, but can't get there. Kia puts in the equaliser.
I'm not sure if he ran out of boost or anything there, Torsos. No, he should have.
Oh, he tried.
It just didn't have the speed. Did not have the speed to be able to do anything about it. And there you go. Masterminds find themselves back into this game. 1-1, 36 seconds left. And I mean, well, Alpha Sydney, they've had a couple of chances, but they've not looked too menacing, I think. No, a couple of decent ones, but will they be able to find one to actually break through the Masterminds defense? Masterminds, of course, have been just peppering this goal mouth. Forwards it goes again. Jake will look to clear, however, Bizer.
Oh, God! No!
Oh, no.
Gabby was so close. It didn't work out still. We get the countdown right now. I want overtime. I want golden game, golden goal, overtime. I think everyone wants that. There's a spectacle right now. Alpha Sydney being challenged, and we're going to go there. It's the second semi-final here, ladies and gentlemen, for the Palehorse Alpha Cup, week number 5. Masterminds taking Alpha Sydney. It now sets on Enigma. Well, that's back into his own back line, getting up Jake. And he will be hit into clearing the ball, so I like that. That's good team play. You're not going to touch it, hit your player into it. The set's on. Coming out to the corner. Sets it in front. Zen, this is a great line. The touch from Torsos is clever.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, that's close. Kia! Kia's just taking it. No problem. Okay, then sneaks it past the defender, just taking a little graze off the wall. That was so close, that shot. I missed who the defender was, but no idea what was going on. And Kia, with the open net, has done the unthinkable. Masterminds take down Alpha Sydney in tonight's Palehorse Alpha Cup number 5. Congratulations, boys, and they're through to the grand final.
Well, they knock them out. So Mastermind's going for an out for Sydney. They exit a competition early. It's $180 up for grabs tonight as well. So they're not going to be able to get their hands on it, unfortunately. Well, I did say a little bit earlier that, you know, they've just come back from LA. A lot of jet lag, probably very tired, and probably not all 100% in their way. The boys of Masterminds, they're hungry. They're absolutely hungry for some success. And tonight they get to show themselves.
Not to bring back my tip, but I did think Masterminds would get this.
Okay, you got me. Thank God I didn't bet you a pie with cream. I don't want to do that.
But Alpha Sydney, they just didn't look menacing tonight. You know, maybe it's Enigma, maybe it's, there's so many reasons for it, but they didn't look all that good. Masterminds have looked well. When you can feel that you have the chance, you might just be able to do it. And they were able to do it tonight. I mean, I was getting ready to say, with like 40 go, how about that for Masterminds? At that point when Alpha Sydney were leading 1-0, if Masterminds were to lose this game 1-0, they outscored Alpha Sydney 8-4 and lost in a best of 3.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right, does it?
No, but in the end, that wasn't the case. So.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us right now, but do not go anywhere. We have the grand final coming up next here on OCE Rock League for the Palehorse Alpha Cup, week number 5, $180 up for grabs. It's going to be epic. The boys of Masterminds taking on WWDD ? Which means they want to be named something, and there's a whole lot of names being chucked at us right now. There's one right now saying we wax down daily. That's
okay.
I don't want to know. There's a couple other things that we don't want to know either. But keep them coming. They're absolutely epic. Keep being creative, OC. Love it. And if you're watching from overseas, welcome to the channel. Hit that follow button. And there's plenty more content coming on. But stick with us. We'll be back after these messages.
The numbers grow by the day as millions come to compete. Those who sit at the top hear footsteps behind them louder than ever as they fight to keep hold of their crowns. Some will last a few years, maybe more, but none will last forever. What can one do to leave a mark which stands the test of time? It's quite simple, really. You can pray for something greater than yourself. In this case, your country, your nation, your home. The World Cup, presented by the League of Rockets.
Send on his way, the power shot, and cleans out the goal line. Easy goal for the Lions. Just, here's the thing. They put a shot on Alpha Sydney, but they did a disciplined thing.
It's not allowed.
No, that's bad. Oh my goodness, Drupe! What are you doing? What a goal! Then again, just come off a 3-game straight. Oh, Dreamy, that's a great touch. Well, prove me wrong. Just gets in a good spot and slams. Nowhere to be seen. Challenging on the back now is a demo. The 2v1. The pop and play. Decker. Can he light it up? He goes out right. Decker! The moments of heroes and legends aboard. It's Decker with a big game. Well, two absolute crazy teams that we're seeing in the grand final tonight is not two teams that we would have predicted to come through the ranks, but nonetheless, they've worked their way through this single elimination bracket that is the Palehorse Alpha Cup. Week number 5. My name is Bizer. Joining me is Flying Finn. Let's quickly show you what the teams have been dealing with tonight and the carnage that is Rocket League in tournaments. But while I get this up and running, Flying Finn, how are you, man? Are you excited for this grand final?
Hell yeah, I am very excited for this one. Seen a couple of really good series tonight, and that Masterminds versus Alpha Sydney, I mean, just fantastic Rocket League. So looking forward to hopefully some more here in the final.
Okay, so we look at the rounds and how it's all panned out. Masterminds is the first team we need to talk about. They had one of the top seedings, so they missed out on round 1. Came into round 2, took out Riot Gaming 2-0, heads on to take on Corvidae, which is a surprise to me because I think in Corvidae, they got some good players. They can challenge. If anything, they could probably win. But Masterminds, they took them out 2-0, very convincingly in the end there. And then as we saw in that last game, just come in and just lit up the screens. We're playing some absolute amazing play against Alpha Sydney. And clutched it in the end of Flying Finn. So they're the ones going through to the grand final. Talk about WWDD.
Well, yeah, so they had obviously on the other side of the bracket, they had their first round match against Crossbar Tactics in the second round as they were a seeded team as well. Straightforward 2-0. And then once again, 2-0 against Scylla in the quarterfinals, as I can just pull up. Realistically, a fairly one-sided series there by the looks of it, a 6-2 and a 3-2 victory against, a very strong team in the region. Moving on to the semifinals, coming up against Palehorse, down very early in that first match as we the Shire team brought it back and then just controlled the second match to be able to take out a 2-0 victory. So for them, they've been looking really good from what we've seen, and they've had some pretty decent matches to come up against. So, bit of a dark horse, very strong lineup of players up against Masterminds, who are an up-and-coming team looking to try to break through for a big victory. It's going to be a close one.
It is indeed, as we get set to get ready to rumble. And well, I'll tell you what, before we get these boys in here, who are you picking? You went Masterminds over Alpha Sydney before. It seems to be something with Masterminds that you've got your eye and a little twinkle going in your eye right now with them. Are you going to stick with them, or are you going to change here, WWDD?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because I do like the look of WWDD. I thought they had the chance in the semi-final and was correct, but as you said, I've got a little twinkle in my eye for Masterminds at the moment, and I think they'll be able to pull it through. I think this could be a really nice first victory for them.
Well, I think I've jumped onto the Flying Fin bandwagon here, and I'm going to jump in to see you go Masterminds as well. It's a best of 5, so I'm tipping a 3-2 right at the end. Go to game 5 and maybe an overtime win. You know what? I always tip game 5 and overtime wins because I love to just go the distance with games. It's so much fun, it's epic, and everyone in stream absolutely loves it. If you guys are out there right now and know someone that's not in this channel right now watching this grand final, give them the link, get them in here, just get them in here watching. I'm giving away Zombers to the best name for WWDD, so we still have them coming in. Castiel's watching them at the moment. Flying Fin, we're gonna pick a winner. We should pick the winner. Castiel just continues to bring in. Castiel can give us... This is what we'll do. Castiel will give us our top 5, and then Flying Fin and I will pick the winner, and I'll give you a pair of Zombers. Make sure you're PC, otherwise you can't win them. Crazy stuff. Shout out to Matcherino as well for tonight's prize pool. We're playing for over $180 in Australian cash money. And I tell you what, that is a big prize pool to playing for on a Thursday night Rocket League action. Well, I think we're all done. We're all ready to go. We're both going for Masterminds. So let's get this underway. WWDD, the underdogs right now are on the caster's desk. Let's see if they can get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Snarf maybe giving a clue as to what WWDD stands for there, changing his name up as well. So we'll see. We'll see how he goes this match.
What would Devo do?
What would he do indeed? But game number 1 of this best of 5. There's the kickoff, and so far it's still on the center line, but Dumbo will take it forwards for WWDD. First time this match. Going to have the first attack. Adzi trying to set it up, but nobody's there, and will be Kier with the clearance. Snarf just holding that one up. Hit forwards again, but it will be stolen by Dumbo.
Just love seeing the Devo in the air. Just it feels cool for some reason. Anyway, Snarf and Savage all week. Apparently it's not his own name change that he's done, but we'll see how he performs. Maybe he gives a little bit of extra performance, just putting himself under that name tag. Regardless, let's see how it all plans out. Cammy is flying high with that point. Sends up the moment. It seems to be a ping-pong game. No one really attacking on the solid goals yet. Dumbo, good touch on the backboard. Kier Reed says drops back out to the midline. Adzi challenges now far side. Dumbo went back for a rotation all the way back, and he will set this back in. Oh, beautiful. Unfortunately, it was just a bit wide there from Snarf.
Yeah, and that's the first real challenge we've seen on the goals. Everything previous that WWDD had done was just sort of setting up. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Put it into the... Unfortunate for him with the open net. Just getting the shot wrong. And that means that Masterminds haven't gotten anything yet. That ball dangerously going towards the net. Cammy doing well. And then taken away by Zen. And that is going all the way down the field. Is it going to go in? Yes, it will. And Masterminds open the score in here in the grand final.
Well, it's a minute and a half into play, and it's this one that comes down from the back line. A nice touch by Zen. And that's all you got to do with the quick ball play out the back. Just make sure it's on target. And pretty much 90% of the time, you're guaranteed a goal. It's a good start, and funny enough, Masterminds, there's a couple opportunities in that first opening minute and a half, which in my mind, Flying Finn, it's risky. If they don't score off those real easy opportunities, the game could go against them. But they've proven us wrong that they can continue the pressure and get the first goal.
Yep, exactly. And now we get to see what they're going to be able to do. They've looked a little bit, I don't know, nervous or not quite on their normal game plan so far. They've been playing a little bit back, giving a lot of respect to WWDD. So see how they're going to be able to move through the series now, because they're going to have to start taking some risks. Oh, there we go. Oh, and it's snuck past Dumbo for the second long goal of the game. So it's really unfortunate for WWDD here. They're just not able to get the plays working down the attacking end, and that's what's happening to them.
2 minutes and 54 on the clock. 2-0 right now. Masterminds in control. Kia sets this one up. And I know Kia can do some absolute amazing stuff. In fact, everyone can on this field. I'm just in awe right now. Like, if we went to go play these boys, they'll absolutely give us a bollocking, you know?
Oh, it wouldn't matter if I was on the field or not. It would be the same score.
Good answer. I like it. So I would answer the same way as well. That would absolutely go crazy. Regardless, it's Kami. And sets it back. Now Adzi there. Dumbo bring the touch. Adzi now with the touch too. I
Not
really
exactly
can't get...
sure what they were trying for there. But
yeah, I know. I can't get a real precise play off it, can you?
So maybe, once again, as I said before, maybe a little bit of nerves coming through for these boys here, because they're up in the grand final. Something that Masterminds, I think, as the organization hasn't seen for a while either. So definitely they're just maybe feeling it a little bit. A couple of plays not really coming out all that well, but as time goes on, they'll get themselves into the game a little bit more and be able to make these plays. At the moment, WWDD are just not taking advantage of the situation.
Minute 30 on the clock. Kia. Downfield Adzi. With the drop brought back in. Kami. Now Kia with a touch. Second effort as well. Dumbo's there. He wanted to boost. Don't think he got it. Late sponsor. Dumbo's low. I think he did flip around for it. Now comes in Zen with the back line. Looks to work this forward. Wants over the top. It's Snarf. Beating it out the 50-50 now. Sits in his way. Goes off the backboard, but here on the rotations right now, Masterminds have been solid on the rotating. Quite fast and quick as well. Kami there with a touch. Deflection comes back out to the side. Zen picking twice, does go in a second chance. Dumbo, straight clearance downfield. Snarf running out of boost. Dumbo goes again, but he's high. This is the problem we've been seeing at the moment. The forward line pressure and the opportunities has been too high and saying that should go in, and it will. Snarf picks up the goal.
And that will allow for a really hectic last 35 seconds of this match. And that was just Masterminds just a little bit scragged, not getting effective clearances, not getting it out of that danger zone. And in the end, too many players committing for one ball means the next one is a simple tap in for WWDD. Now, however, this is better for Masterminds already. Kia getting it forward. Is it going to drop? It's just off the base of the post. Bouncing out, and now they've got to be careful for the counter-attack. Dumbo going for that one, but he misses, and now Kia sending it back down the end of the field. That is a little bit safer for them. Adzi's there, challenged by Zen. High ball in the center coming through. Will it drop down? No, it's going to come off the backboard into the last 10 seconds now. Bizer, they've just got to hold on. It's going to be Snarf putting it out to the side of the field. He's not going to challenge that one. Dumbo's coming through. It's a bit high. Coming through. No, Kami's going to get onto that one first. Dumbo trying to keep it up, but it's gone backwards, and that's Masterminds picking up the first game of this series.
Well, I think if we have a look at it, it would be at the point of Masterminds putting more shots on goal. Yeah, 6-4. Do you know what's funny? I thought there was a hell of a lot more going on, but it was the midfield battle that really sort of counted. Masterminds had more opportunities when they went forward. They didn't score as much. But that could have been so risky, and I think, Adzi, Dumbo, and Snarf just sort of playing with the ball at the start. Really want them to start to pass and really work themselves into the game. Still holding the ball themselves and working into it. So it's sort of a question mark over whether they're going to start to link up in the second, third game, or whether Masterminds is going to continue to, with their synergy, just play the game out and clutch them in the end.
What I want to see, I think, from this next game, I mean, WWDD started off in the first minute really in control of the match against Masterminds, but they were going forwards, you know, making shots on the backboard and things like that, and they just didn't follow them up. They didn't do anything with them. You know, this next match, if you're going to be going forwards, you know, do it. They had Masterminds on the ropes, just by the looks of it, in a mental state. Masterminds just seeming like, you know, a little bit tentative. They had them on the ropes and they did nothing about it. So they got to get onto it a little bit here, WWDD, I think. This is second game kickoff. Dumbo going to put that one forwards. Cammy getting it out of there, and this is a little bit better. Adzi now. Here comes Snarf as well. But it will be Masterminds getting the clearance away from their goal.
Do you know what I really want to point out? If you've got an open goal, sort of a kickoff opportunity, instead of playing on goal where the defender's going to think that's where it's coming, why don't you play it wide or play it off the backboard or the roof? Just go something unpredictable and at least give your team a chance to bring the players upfield and then put the pressure on. Just the open opportunities. Don't shoot on goal. It's obvious in these type of games. And saying that, rant over. Staff Eugenius. He gets into a hole, makes it work.
Yep, and there we go. Mastermind's just not getting the effective clearances. Trying to get two players onto that save again. Whether or not they would have gotten that, they might have just lost the goal in the next kick anyway. So it's definitely WWDD have got Mastermind sorted out. They're just not actually executing their plays, you know, very well at the moment to be able to take full advantage. But now it's still over 4 minutes to go. They've got themselves the lead of this match. I'm not sure what Adzi was trying to do there. They get away with it. It's down in their half of the field.
Snarf, touch out. That's an interesting pace. That's his head off the wall. Connect really well, these players. Central of the ball. Ultimate power. Oh, no. Adzi. Oh, own goals. It's not what you want to be right now.
I mean, Adzi, like I've got a question, just a little bit. Do you know which way you're going, mate? Like, there are a couple of little maneuvers, and I'm just questioning what he's doing.
Stuff goes, he's outplayed me so hard. I think he did. I also think he's probably got one of the goals of the series, but it's not his own goal, because that's amazing, and I reckon he didn't mean to do it. Anyways, he can answer your question after the stream, I reckon. We want to go into, we'll go into fuel. Be savage about it.
Unfortunately, you can't give the best goal of the series to an own goal.
No,
even if
we can't. My best goals are still sitting at the start when we saw Alpha Sydney. The name eludes me.
Alpha Sydney and
these boys?
New Kids.
New Kids, yeah. New Kids goal Outlast, doing something with the spider goal, or Jake just going nuts with that 1v3 pretty much play in the air. So those are still my best goals of the tournament.
And very fair goals indeed, as at the moment we've just sort of stagnated in the game. Mastermind's taking a little bit of time forwards here, trying their luck. Cammy getting onto that one, but on target. Now Zen sending it into the center, nobody there. And it will be Snarf trying to set something up. However, Kia putting that one towards net. Dumbo getting around for it, picks up the save. Stolen away by Zen. And Mastermind's looking a little bit better here, just trying to start something up in terms of offense. But Cammy and Kia both have gone for that one, and that will probably mark the end of this attack.
No.
Or maybe not.
Not really. They will clear it now. Snarf forward. Adzi. He's been in sort of the rust at the moment, getting it shaken off. Needs to get a little bit higher on the challenges and it will work forward for his team, but we know good players step it up. He's definitely one of them. Zen now flying, adds to get in the way, blocks it, sets in the middle. Cammy forward. His own defense. He'll set it back out. There's Snarf for the challenge. Heads back now high up the roof, coming down. Look for a set cross there from Zen. Dumbo clears. Now Snarf, Dumbo up in the air, the combo. Where is Adzi? He's coming up on this point and he's just misread that completely. And Cammy will come into this Kia. Well, I think Kia should have just gone over for the demo there, Flying Finn. Would have been effective and got the team in front.
quite possibly it would have. However, they're still going to go forwards with it. Adzi getting that one out nicely. Can he do with it off the wall? Trying to set it up for his team. Into the corner, bouncing through. No, it'll be Zen finding it, and very nice touch there. But no real follow-up was possible. So now Kia trying to get it past them. Oop, bit of a pinch there by Cammy. Into the centers. Zen nicely forwards. Finds Dumbo, however. He's starting to get a bit backwards and forwards. We've got a minute to go. 1-1 here in game number 2. Very close game number 1, and looks like we could be in for another one. Through comes Zen, looking across the field. However, nobody was there, Visor.
Sets over Snarf, the last 45 in red time. Dumbo looking to work as both teams locked up one apiece. Masterminds with the first game in the series.
Oh.
That touch from Kia.
Oof.
Oh, just going to have to watch this again. This is beautiful. Oh my goodness. I think we found our goal of the game.
Yeah. As
Hands
much
down.
as I loved Adzi's effort, like that has well and truly been beaten.
Upstaged.
Absolutely. So here we go into the last 30 seconds once again. Oh, that's a close one. Kia getting that one. Again, we are into the last 30 seconds of the game with a 2-1 scoreline. Masterminds leading. I saw WWDD weren't able to find the equalizer last game. Will it be a different result this game?
Oh, Snarf. That was so close. The last 10 seconds dying out here. Masterminds have control as they head forward. Sets up. That's Snarf the touch. Adzi, he plays it back to his teammate Dumbo. This is going to be hard. Boost is definitely a limited option. It will come down. And it'll be Masterminds that pick up the second game. They're one away from winning, taking out the grand final tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, they could well take this next game by a single goal. And on, the results on paper, people will look at it afterwards and say, oh, wow, Masterminds, what an event they had. And they just, clean swept the grand final. We're watching these games. These are so close. WWDD are not, just laying down. They are fighting in these games, and it's Masterminds just being able to scrape through with them. So, will we see it maybe go to at least a 4th game, which I think would be very fair? Or will it be Masterminds taking this 3rd game and just taking the series?
Look, I honestly think WWDD, they could bring it back. It's just, they've got to get to the ball first. Got to make the 50-50s count. Hold a defense solid as well. And the thing is, they have a solid defense. Not many goals have been scored against them whatsoever, and that's been a real plus for them. But when they go forward, it's just lackluster efforts that are putting them out. And Masterminds, again, a solid defense from them. Just need to shut out that midfield play, win the 50-50s, get dangerous on the forward line, and make those opportunities count.
Yeah, absolutely. As that last line in particular, make those opportunities count. I think that is absolutely what they need to do.
All right, well, it's game number 3. Heading into it, potentially an end game. If Masterminds can clutch, but the first goal starts with WWDD. Adzi gets in it.
There we go, Adzi. Well, he's got it into the right net this time. Very nice strike once again. And it's exactly the start they wanted. However, 4 minutes 53, they really do need to now knuckle down and make sure that they hold out this game. Masterminds, no doubt, will be looking to bring it back.
Adzi forward. Coming out to the side. Dumbo forward of the play and forced back to grab boost. It's Snarf sent on its way wide on the attack. It was actually sailing down for a goal. Cammy comes across. Doing some work. Now Dumbo, clever touch into the inside. Adzi now on. Snarf didn't come up. He stayed back. He actually stayed back and then almost going against him as he was halfway out getting boost, realizing that that was on goal. Cammy off the backboard. Kia does enough here. Being back inside. Dumbo forward now. The chance. WWDD looking for it here. Snarf off the backboard. It will be coming down. Zen. An awesome touch right now. Some pressure being set at the moment. Both teams having fair equal play of it.
Yep. Oh, dangerous ball here. Zen going to get that save. Very nicely done. Forwards once again by Cammy, and they are away here. What can Zen do? He's left that one. Adzi will pick it up down the field, and Dumbo with the shot. Cammy having to get up for that one. Very nicely saved. Now Zen trying to take it forwards. Probably needed someone to follow up. No one was there. Adzi very nicely controlled, using the wall to his advantage. Through comes Snarf. So close there. Dumbo is up for it. Will be cleared by Zen, who's doing a lot of work early in this game in defense. Snarf coming through once again. Through goes Cammy. High ball. Kia looking for the shot again. It's up high. What can they do? It's going to be pinched out by Dumbo, and Zen will try to put it back in.
It's not often we see plays from right on the backboard go into goal. It's very easy for the defense to get up and clear off those and even get pinches out. So if anything, they're going to play off the backboard. They need a touch that comes back out to the edge and to make sure they don't overshoot their the shooting zones on the opportunities here, Masterminds.
Yeah, here we go. What can they do this time? No, Adzi's going to get that one away. To agree with that, however, Bizer, what can they do now? Kia, bring it down. There's Dumbo, however, Zen going to find it again. A little bit of an opening in the defense. Can't get back onto it, and Snarf will pick up the save. Ball being brought down. Adzi nearly taking that away, but it's going to fall for Dumbo, who actually gets it out to the side. And again by Snarf. That's not what they wanted. Open net. And Zen making good. He's been looking good this game, I thought, Bizer. He's been making a lot of plays in defense, and now he's been rewarded with the goal.
That's a midline shot as well. And a boomer, if anything, 121 on the score sheet. We're halfway down in this third right now. The challenge been set. Masterminds tied up. And still plenty of time left of this as Kia sends it forward. Dumbo back on a D. Oh, Kia almost works the angle. I could hear Flying Free clinching in that moment there. That was close. Kami back out. Kia brings it to the corner. The challenge to 50-50s right now. Mastermind's setting the control. Dumbo looks for it. The 50-50 in the air. Sends it nowhere but just sailing through the air. Kia with a touch. Adzi as well. Zen off now across far side. Snarf. Trying to make a play out of something magical coming off the wall. And result just sends it wide at the moment. WWDD not convincing coming out of the back line. Kia sets this forward. Charging down. Snarf will look to try and bring this to the midfield. 2 up here. This will be tricky for double D to go. I really want a proper name to come out of that. It's getting me all the time. 1:25 left on the clock here. Flying Finn, who's going to break the deadlock.
Well, yeah, it's hard to say. Masterminds are struggling to get through, but I think every time WWDD go forward, it's unconvincing. There's nothing much really happening. So I'd have to say Masterminds, but at the same time, WWDD doing a lot of work. Now they've got it down in their forward half. And they do. Kia's going to try to get it out of there, nearly pinched out to the other side of the field. However, his teammates are there ready for it. He's going to get it. It will be Cammy. Send it up down into the corner. Through comes Zen. Actually misses it. Nobody else there. So it'll be Snarf with a straightforward clearance.
Last 40. Here we go. Kia up on a D. It's going to come down to a pressure cooker moment. And whoever can put the amount of just pull out the defense. Here's Zen. Works wide. Adzi off the back line looking for it. Cammy gets dunked down by Adzi, which goes far side. Zen with time. Lets it go as his low boost. Now Dumbo on target, but down below. Zen reads that. There's a demo coming forth now. He won't be able to get there, Zen, but his teammate Cammy gets there. The last 10 seconds to diet down. Dumbo with the angle. Doesn't connect. Zen now wants downfield. Adzi gets in the way. The flip here has to work. Snarf getting in the way. Kia sets it back in. Oh, this is going to be wide out. Dumbo, he controls it right now. Here's a chance. WWDD want this. It's still playing out in the corner. It's going to drive around it. It's overtime, the call.
So close there. Both teams were going to go to the third game in a row with a 2-1 scoreline. It's just which team will be picking up the win here in game number 3. Kia trying to get it out of there, but now a little bit more menacing WWDD. Whereas then going to get the clearance down the field. Finds Adzi. Going to back into that corner. The pressure is starting to build on the Masterminds team. Dumbo, nice rotation. Zen can't get onto it. Kia has to. Dangerous balls. A high one in the center. Cammy's going to get the shot. Is it going to?
That's dangerous.
Go to it first. Adzi just clear it out to the side. Nice drop for the pinch. Through it comes, and now Snuff looking down towards the corner. Nothing going to be found there. Zen, not an effective hit into the center. Dumbo wasn't really ready for it. Kia misses the boost. Adzi going to give it straight back to Zen. Across the face of goal it goes, Bizer.
Tell you what, it's definitely a mind game right now for the Masterminds. Just getting around the corner, putting the pressure on. And we're seeing WWDD really work hard at this, but essentially it's the backup against the walls. They lose this game, they're out, they're done. Grand final done for the night. Masterminds clutch it out, 3-0 win. At the moment, they're continuing to hold the defense strong. Here's a chance for Adzi. Wants to play this himself. Gets it around. Snuff right there. But he has to hold fire. Can't let this ball go out quickly. Get the rotation set. Dumbo now. Low boost. Straight into Kia. Sets in front. Easy clearance. Bakami. Straight down the field. Snuff forward. Ed's dropping off the backboard. Kia out to the side. Adzi putting the pressure on now. 2 on the defense. Really need to start to pull the defense out of line here as they continue the pressure on 1 minute 42. I don't think we're getting the goal anytime soon here.
Oh, I'd be surprised if we do. That's a dangerous shot there from Dumbo. It's only Snuff that's down there, however, so it works out well for them. They draw out one of the Masterminds players. Ball dropping down a little bit high there from Adzi. Dangerous ball, and it will be Dumbo coming through with that nice shot straight into the center of the net. Defenders more or less everywhere couldn't do too much with that.
Well, all 3 players went up. It was Snuff that went up the start. Adzi gets the touch that continues onto the backboard. And that's the pressure we haven't been seeing from WWDD in the sense of, you know, the defense Masterminds were sitting there. They got the easy ones that went into the goal. And then, you know, there was no backboard pressure or there was no rotation putting it out. It was this quick play coming out of the defense. The defense wasn't set up for Masterminds. And they went off the backboard, which essentially pulled a player out, countering, and then opened up a gap, which Dumbo, it took a while, but he got into a good place. And we always see Dumbo take the most of those opportunities. He's never one to miss those.
No, exactly. And I mean, that was straightforward. I think, was it Kia in the net? I'm not exactly sure at the moment. Whoever it was in Mastermind's net, you know, they realized that they're going to have to go and challenge that one. And sadly, they just were never really on the right line to be able to do that. So unfortunate for them, but here we are into game number 4. As I was saying before, I think that's a fair call that, you know, this series has been close enough and it's deserved at least 4 games. It deserves that WWDD get on the board. So here we go, going forwards. Cammy going to get that one forwards for his team. As he going to respond with it? Through comes Snuff. Couldn't quite make the glory play. Dumbo in the air, long shot down the field, found by Cammy.
Adzi sets it forward. Starts to get really interesting for him. Sort of being out of it. I haven't been playing too much Rocket League, but as every game goes along, he just starts to do some important little 1%ers that counts into the game. He's been playing a bit of a bumping game with Cammy at the moment. We're going back and forth. Here's a shot. Snuff takes the top side. What's in the first goal? WWDD in front.
Yeah, very nicely done there by WWDD. They're making the most of their pressure. They get the position a little bit and taking advantage of it. Something that we didn't really see too much of in those first couple of games. Now maybe they're going to start to do it. Maybe it was all just an elaborate ruse to go 5 games. Who knows?
Maybe we're getting there. The reverse sweep in motion. There's a shot from Cammy, and it's wide on the point. Defense wasn't there, so it should have been on a instant goal for it and a rebound for the Masterminds. Not happening at the moment. They do have the forward pressure, however. Cammy knocked out of the way. Zen forward. Kia got demoed. So the reset fully on here for the Masterminds. Zen. Well, that was tricky. There was always a defender coming out. Adam. Didn't know where. Sets back up. Adzi wants a second touch. Cammy. Now Kia. Quick touches here. Masterminds is trying to clear out on the goal line. Got to have a look at Cammy in the way he just sort of moved the goal line. Zen gets up high. Gets the goal because of it.
That is just clinical there by the boys. It's a nice little passing play. They're getting it between all the players. Kia with, I think, just a fantastic reflex pass to get it into the corner, get it into the center as well. And Zen doing the rest. Very good work from them. That'll be a confidence booster as they're looking to take this 4th game.
Oh, Dumbo. Forward he goes. Kami sets up. Adzi. Oh, that's 2 demos on lines, which is equaled into goals. Have a look at this.
It seems to be something of a meta nowadays that in situations you make the pass and then you just go straight for that goalkeeper, get rid of them. It generally throws it just throws the other team off. Don't even worry about the fact that they haven't got a goalkeeper. The other two just don't know what will be happening. It's definitely working for them. And so this is the first time that we've seen a 3rd goal in the match before 30 seconds to go. So possibly a high-scoring match here. Looking forward to seeing what's happening. Dumbo putting on more and more pressure. Kia there, if you notice, actually also backing away from Dumbo there. So they got into their heads a little bit here, WWDD. Kia going to put that one forwards. Couldn't get it on target. Just sprayed wide a little bit. Through will come Zen. Trying to set it up, but it will be blocked out by Dumbo.
Lay down. Snarf for directions. Oh, savage. Just got to have a look at this. Snarf with a touch here. Out to Adzi that came down on the reset. Sends it back and then inside touches. Zen sort of caught on the line. What can you do from that?
That's just showing the experience of these two players. They know what they're doing. That's a play that they probably realized what was going to happen like a couple of seconds beforehand. They knew what was going to happen. They knew how it was going to go. And it was just executed perfectly. So very good to see from Adzi and Snarf. Now Zen and have to try to help lead his team back into this match. They're 2 goals down. We haven't seen a 2-goal deficit at any stage through the grand final, I believe. So Mastermind's definitely under the pump at the moment. Through they come again, and it will be cleared by WWDD. Ball put into the center. Out comes a demo from Adzi, but realistically, maybe he should have gone for the ball. Ball coming through once again, and somehow Masterminds are just holding on. They don't want to drop a 4th, but Dumbo going to steal that away from 2 players. Back into the center for Adzi, and thank you very much, he says. The playmaker becomes the scorer finally. And they find themselves 3 goals up.
What a play coming out from Dumbo. He makes a 50-50 count on the side, gets downfield, uses what Percy have left, and instead of being savage and going, right, I'm going to work the most stupidest angles and break the protractor in the world, he sends it back outside the box to a teammate that's flying through. And I think this is great communication happening right now from WWDD. They've stepped up the game, and, well, I reckon they're going to go to Game 5.
Yep, it definitely looks like it at this point. You're starting to get to the point in the game where Masterminds need to start thinking about Game 5. You don't want to rest too long on Game 4 if you're not going to get it. You need to be ready for a one and only final game. So here we go, ball dropping down, Dumbo. Going to push it forwards, and they're looking for yet another one. It will be Zen coming through. Anything they can get just to boost the confidence a little bit is what they want. A dangerous ball, and this pressure from WWDD is just fantastic to watch. Keeping Masterminds under a lot of pressure. Kia just maybe going to relieve that a little bit. It's exactly what they need. Cammy down the field looking for Zen. Zen couldn't get the touch, and that attack will break down as a result.
Dumbo forward to Adzi. He's been a mastermind of the flicks tonight. Kia with a fake. Oh, it's the mind games. Looks to get around. Adzi knows this play. Straight away reads it. Second touch, he's run out of the boost for the 3rd. Only if they could add a little bit more to the count would be absolutely amazing. Regardless, tough game as it sets. Cammy forward. Not past Snarf. Adzi redirection inside, but it's wide of goal. Dumbo to challenge Zen here. Up on the wall, it sets right in front of the box. Cammy has to line in defense for Masterminds. The dying seconds of this game. Number 4. Right now, the boys of WWD. Oh, Kia, nice shot. We'll come back to that in a moment. Kia gets a very good shot off this point now.
That is a great shot there by Kia. It's a little bit too late for this game, but as I was saying before, this is the sort of stuff you need. You need to be looking to Game 5, and that is going to be a good start for them. They're going to be feeling a little bit better about themselves, especially what can Kia do here? Oh, that was a close one. Just wanted to make the story a little bit juicier. Going for the 0-second goal. Now they are definitely
give it to us. Damn it.
So close there, but unfortunately they won't be able to pick it up. The WWDD force game number 5. Masterminds, though, looking a little bit better towards the end of that match. So, yeah, it's backwards and forwards between these two.
I think the boys are done. I think they're calling split the prize pool. I don't think that can be done, boys. Got to play out game number 5. Well, it's Masterminds that started strong with the first 2, but it's been all the show of WWDD. These guys on a tear right now, coming back into it. And I'll tell you what, I said a little bit earlier in the night, just watch Adzi. He will slowly come into it. He'll shake off the rust, and then he'll start doing the things that we like to see in the pro play. And he's just doing a lot of redirection, but not big redirections. It's the soft redirections that are working his teammates into it and really being a monster. Look at that. 1 goal, 3 assists, 5 shots, even puts a save. Big MVP play. And if they're going to take the 5th, it's going to be off the back of Adzi.
Absolutely. As you were saying, you know, they weren't big redirects. They're precise. They were where they needed to be.
Calculated.
You don't need to make a big redirect. Yeah, calculated, exactly. You don't need to redirect it into the net. You just need to redirect it somewhere where it will go in the net. So, you know, a bit of a difference there, guys. Make sure that you do it properly, not just ball chasing.
Game number 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. It is the grand final time at WWDD taking on the Masterminds. This is the golden game. They're playing for $180 on the Palehorse Alpha Cup, week number 5. Umpires are joining me, Flying Finn. It's been a big night, but this game's going to decide the last 5 minutes. Give us your shout-outs in Twitch chat right now. Who's going to take it? Let's get going. It's Adzi with a touch coming up the back line. Zen going to hold for now. Adzi backs off as Dumbo puts this one forward. Snuff, snuff. A little bit hesitant on what to do. Doesn't want to attack and open up the midfield line for an easy rebound goal. Sets forward now. I think that's clever as well of the boys of WWDD not to give away early opportunities to Masterminds.
Yeah, exactly. They've done this most of the series. They started off quite strong, and it's generally been a case of Masterminds having to then try to get themselves back into the game. And the longer that they're going on without scoring WWDD is I feel like they're less likely to be getting themselves into a strong position through the match. So this is looking pretty good for Masterminds at the moment based on that. Going through the first minute, they've withstood a lot of the pressure and they're starting to get down the field a little bit. What can they do? Dumbo there is going to be blocked out by Kia. Back into the center, but it's straight to the Masterminds players. Snarf having to get it out to the side. It's going to drop down there for Kia. Wins the challenge a little bit. I think that was Zen coming through, just not able to get onto it. But now Kia might actually find Zen. He's going to bring it back down. Kia going for it. Can he get it past the defenders? No, he can't, but through comes... Oh, he faked out one and then he faked out himself. Goodness gracious. Kia now going to flip it over the top. Dumbo going to get it out of there. Ball dropping down. Is Zen going to be able to do anything? Not quite.
Well, it's an absolute intense 2 minutes of Rocket League. Has been back and forth, the aerial ping pong, even done around the world without hitting the floor. Yes, it certainly did. Ikami misses that one. There's a touch there. Coming now forward. Kia looking for the angle, doesn't work it out. It's Snarf that gets it downfield and in it goes. No one's going to stop that one. They put in the first goal of this game number 5.
Yep, I mean, Cammy there just following a bit too hard. You know, he's going all the way down into the corner looking for boost. He probably should have just tried to farm up the small boosts in his own half and play it safe. You're in a grand final, boys. There's no need to take those sort of plays. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's that Murphy's Law situation. You know, the worst will happen.
Well, it's funny you talk about like those small little boosts. They're actually really important. You only ever take the 100 if you're out in the vicinity. If you're not, don't force the car out there. Stay inside. Even 12 or to 24 is enough to get you up to at least counter or send the ball out for a defensive rotation.
I mean, these guys are good enough. They'll know where they are, and in backtracking, you can easily pick yourself up. The best part of 50 boost. Oh, that was a risky one, but it worked out well for them. However, the second one didn't. Dumbo bringing it into the center. Now Kia trying to get it out of there. It's a 1-0 game at the moment to WWDD with past the 2-minute mark. So just 2 minutes to go now, ladies and gentlemen. And trying to get it out of there. Nicely done, sneaking down the field. But there you go. That was Snarf, just waiting in a defensive position for those sort of plays.
Adzi with a drop. Oh, Dumbo! We're talking about the mastermind in himself. It's Adzi that brings that back down with a challenge, and Dumbo gets into a great position, touching on the nose. And look, I don't mean to use the name against them, the masterminds, but it's certainly the mind gaming pretty well at the moment, the WWDD boys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see they're getting themselves into the game. I mean, these are wily old veterans. They know what they're doing. So, absolutely. What can they do? Dumbo now. That's a bit of a setup there for Zen. Going to put it into the center. Nearly Cammy. Rotations trying to get something. Oh, okay. Then a couple of fakes coming out, and Adzi will have to make the save on the goal line. Through comes Cammy, taking a pot shot, bit wide. Through comes here, I think it was. Cammy can't get it past Snarf. High ball. Up is Zen. Oh, he actually didn't get the touch.
That's a tricky
for
way.
him. Yeah, here we go. 2-0 into the last minute. Oh, WWDD, not quite. And I think Mastermind just be looking a little bit ragged. I don't think they've got anything left.
Well, it's a reverse sweep, fully in motion. 2 goals. Last 40. Adzi sends it on. Almost putting the nails in the coffin. Snarf sets up Adzi, the redirection. Snarf, eyes wide. And he's landed on the wrong side. Here's a chance. Masterminds have to get going. Dumbo's going to go for the shot. Kia back out. Sets back up. That's Adzi out of the way now. Zen. Here's Kami. Doesn't work it out. Zen back forward. Dumbo has to sit on this defense holding up, and I think the game is gone here. 2 goals is enough. No, it's not yet. It's Kami that comes through and puts it up. Absolute ballbuster.
Oh, you wouldn't think 11 seconds. I mean, it's a fairy tale sort of situation, but surely not. Surely it won't go to overtime.
Oh, we've seen this happen before, man. Can't deny it.
Absolutely, but you just think, nah, not tonight. There we go. It's down the orange side of the field, so that's not good for Masterminds. It's a high ball in the center. Zen getting it down towards the corner. There is Kami. It's going to bounce. Oh, no, it's not. It's not on 0, though. Kami trying to set it up for his team. If any of them got boost, that's Snarf keeping it up, just keeping it interesting.
Oh, no.
Here, picking up the 100. Through comes Dumbo. He's going to leave it.
Yeah, tricky.
Yeah, what can he do?
It's not going to happen.
Down it goes. Oh, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. WWDD picking up the reverse sweep on Masterminds. I think there was a couple of moments in that third game where I was so close, Masterminds picking it up, and I thought they got that would be the series. They didn't. Look what's happened.
Yeah, well, both of our predictions down the drain. Hey, guess what? It went to the golden 5. And almost
nearly went to the overtime as well.
Oh man, that would have been epic. And then Masterminds could have won. So I was very close, very close. You're way too far. You're gone.
Yeah.
Oh well done to Dumbo, Snarf, and Adzi coming through. And essentially is Dumbo and Snarf playing together quite a bit. Adzi being an addition tonight. We still haven't decided the name, but they will take the win and $180 indeed, which is fantastic by the boys. That's a lot of money to be walking away with, Flying Finn. Yeah,
absolutely. I obviously work in a tournament as well, and that is a big amount. So, congratulations to Palehorse. Absolutely. I'm not sure what they're normally getting, but that is a phenomenal amount for the OCE region for a weekday tournament. Pat on the back for them. They've done great.
All right. Well. Got to do a quick shout out to the boys of Matcherino for helping get the prize pool up tonight. We're at $101.52. That's Matcherino plus the $50 from Palehorse that chuck it out every day. So essentially, if you do your calculations, that works out to the 180, 185. So the boys are walking away with it. And I just love this. Every week we're seeing these tournaments get up so high. Just the people really generous with the donations. So thank you very much. Awesome stuff. If you join us tonight and you haven't been in this channel before, hit that follow button. We have the Monday Night Legends Wednesday night with the Perth Rock League on and off when we can for the boys. And then Thursday night with the Palehorse Esports Alpha Cup. Friday night, the Friday Night Live. And Team Tarhead, when they bring back their Saturday night, they'll be having it up on this stream. Fantastic stuff. Plenty of Rocket League action coming right at you. Flying Finn, it's been a pleasure, man. It's not often I get to commentate with you, but it's been cool tonight, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic, and a hell of a tournament to do it as well. Great matches, some great series. Definitely the last two that we had going all the distance, the Alpha Sydney Masterminds and then the grand final as well. Get 8 games in a row, so great stuff for casting.
That's it. So, well, I think that's all we have to we're all left to do. Do you got any shout-outs?
Oh, I don't, but you know, thanks to everyone that's taken part, everyone that's been viewing tonight. You know, it's all important about just building the scene and, you know, building up to something bigger and better.
All right, well, I'll give you a shout-out. Follow Flying Finn on his Twitter. It's Flying Finn, the double N, 19 on the end. Follow that. Make sure you're following wherever he goes, because he'll be tweeting a lot of action from his place where he's home, AGTV. Thank you very much. Being absolute crazy stuff. Well, shout outs also to Castiel running the lobbies tonight and being a monster. Before we go, have we decided on what team name we're going to give WWDD?
I don't think we had, and I can't actually remember exactly what it was about Dunkin' Donuts, and I was just like, yes. I mean, like, I am down for a Dunkin' Donut right now.
Let's see if I can find it. It looks like we want Dunkin' Donuts from Snot
That's actually a lot. That's very simple. I probably should have figured that out, but there you go.
There's more. There was what would Devo do? What wants Dunkin' Donuts? We want Dab dangerously. We want Wax Down daily, and we. When was Dumbo defending? So we're gonna pick out. We're gonna pick out of that. Fine, Finn.
Oh goodness, yeah. So
I'm sort of leaning down the point of we will dab dangerously. I like that. That's it's cool.
I can go with that one. That's for sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna throw that one out for my pick. You throw yours out, and then we'll let Twitch chat decide.
Oh.
You got to go. You got to go to your.
I think
your one and only, right? To donuts.
Hey.
You got to go your donuts, right?
Oh. Now I'm in between Dunkin' Donuts and when was Dumbo defending? You know, just. Yeah, I just feel that maybe that makes a little bit of sense. You know, we just watched the series. You know, was he defending at all? That is a question that we have to ask. You know, was he there? So actually, I might go with that one. See if anybody's feeling sarcastic enough to go with the when was Dumbo defending.
Okay, so the two are this: we will dab dangerously from Scott and Park, and from Snotface. When was Dumbo defending? We'll wait for it. 1 for we will dangerous. 2 for there. You go, Castiel. So they'll quickly sort that one out. Hopefully they'll do it. It's actually been quite dead tonight in the chat. Too fascinating watching the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder, a couple of people maybe watching it a bit. Oh, there you go. Snap's just ruining it for everyone. Like, Snap, just go for 1 or 2, mate. just put in your vote. Which one would you have rathered it to be? Yeah. Not which one was it?
Well, I know Max is savage. You can't use 2 accounts. Come on, mate. I know you're on both of the accounts. You can't do that. That's bad. Okay, look, I think we're done. I think we're going to go to... No, we're going to get trial.
Okay, Witty Seal's gone for the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, he wants the Dunkin' Donuts. What? It was the third?
Yeah,
the third was your Dunkin' Donuts one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it the Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, at the end of the day, they're all winners. Castiel, give us a winner. Tell us. Which one's your favourite? Because no one else is voting. It looks like one is his favourite. Zoff, Castiel, and Dumbo. It looks like we will dab dangerously as the winner. So my man, Scott and Park, if you can hit me up, you'll get some zombies. I got too many of them, so I'll give you one. There you go, mate. Thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. Make sure you are here tomorrow night for the Friday Night Live. Same time, same spot, and a cast of many to send you through the nights of games. It'll be awesome stuff. Again, another high prize pool to go for. I believe we'll probably be looking over $100. It happens every time with these matcherinos. It's just helping it get it to a better place. Loving it. Shout out to Flying Finn again. Shout out to Castiel, Palehorse Esports, putting on a fantastic tournament for tonight. You are here on OC Rocket League. I've been Bizer. That was Flying Finn. Until next time, we'll see you. We'll see you later. Sent on his way to power shot and cleans out the goal line. Easy goal, call the lines. Just, here's the thing. They put a shot on out for Sydney, but they do the disciplined thing.
It's not allowed.
No, that's bad. Oh my goodness, Drupe! What are you doing? What a goal! Then again, just come off a 3-game straight. Oh, Dreamy, that's very tight. Well, prove me wrong. Just gets in a good spot and slams. Nowhere to be seen. Challenging on the back now is a demo. A 2v1. The pop and play. Decker. Can he light it up? He goes out right. Decker! The moments of heroes and legends aboard. It's Decker with a big game.